What's up, Electric Towel? I did say it would be a party. It just started raining, so I'm gonna go grab an oil, and I'll be back in 1 second for whoever else is in the room. Don't go anywhere. I'll be right back. Here, stare at my friend. What up, Alchem? You can't even see. He was gonna hang out. I'll be back in like 1 second, y'all. And then we'll go check out the weather outside. It just started raining, and then we're gonna burn some Palo Santo and do a little bit of a hurricane magic. See what we can do. What's good, you weirdos? I told you. You, the dance party. We're gonna chill with the sepia for a minute. Let me go put some oils in this stuff over here. Here we got frankincense. What up, Alchem? Some of the frankincense. I'm good. It just started raining. It went from like sunny and we got grapefruit. Two of my favorites, frankincense and grapefruit. It's wonderful. Frankincense, grapefruit, a little bit of sweet orange, and another like kind of big, round, earthy element. Use that as beard oil. What up, Electric Towel? But those things, great in the beard and excellent in the diffuser. I got this nice oil diffuser, but we'll see when they shut off the electricity. We'll see if they do, whoever they are. Let's see if I can do something to stop that from happening. Because I would like to be on this little broadcast for a little bit. So, hey, let's see what's going on outside. Then we'll come back to this. Y'all like my giddy up for the day? Yeah. I can't go too far outside because it will shut this broadcast off for sure. A little rainy drazy. Little rainy days. There's a normal look of it. Let's see. What up, Jordan? We're gonna look at this through. We'll pretend it's 1963. JFK is about to roll by, and he about to get shot down right here in front of me. We got that 8mm film, the Zapruder film. I'm filming the Zapruder film right now. What would Zen look like on the Zapruder film? Let me see. Yeah, smoking weather for sure. I got myself a cigar. I ain't got any herb though, man. So let's see what Zen looks like on the Zaprudies. So yeah, what up, y'all? I figured I'd do a little bit of throwing some things around. Okay. And you may. I allow these things. I allow all things. If I say it's okay, it's okay. Let me see here, y'all. Hey, and Jordan, let me go check outside. That was UPS, right? You know what? The UPS lady came by, but there's like separate trucks, right? There's like the package trucks and there's like the mail truck. Let me look on my little. Let me see. Let's see what it says. If it's giving me a little update. What's good with everybody out there? What you all doing? Anybody dealing with any inclement weather? Inclement weather. I gotta check this little package that this wonderful being Jordan sent me that I'm so excited for. Hopefully it gets here and I get to use it during the this rainy weather, during this hurricane. That would be so ill if it gets here before it. I know the mailmen are out still. We'll see when I know it's 6 o'clock. They're kind of shutting shit down here, but like driving wise. But we'll see. Let me get my Gmail. Hey, y'all can look at my pretty face while I do this. Okay, it is in transit. According to this, it's been on its way to New Orleans since yesterday at 9:13 a.m. Funny enough, 9:13 today. It said it's still in transit, so I don't know, man. We'll see. It says expected today by 8, so we will see. We'll see. I hope. I've been having some good luck with currency and mail and communication, despite all of the efforts of the controlling elite to screw up the weather and everything. I flipped it on everything with the moon with some things. So. Oh, Jude Meister, you want to see the whole thing? Check it out. This is how we get down. Ow. This is how I dress. This is just, I walk around New Orleans with this. You know this chair right here? Nah, I got you on something else. This is orange. Oh, you're standing across from me. Yeah, this one? Hold on. That one? That's my yellow one. That's purple. This one's the orange one, which actually kicks back into a lounger, which is lovely. Oh, these things right here that I'm wearing, Elchem, yeah, these are lovely. Greatest thing in the world. Especially when it gets hot, you got your own air conditioning. Yeah, the purple. I would love to be sitting in that right now, Jordan, but I don't. My tripod for my telephone, for my phone is screwed up. It broke. You know that full moon day, a bunch of stupid things happened. But despite all the stupid things, I got more benefit out of the day. I wasn't gonna let the moon be robbing me anymore. No, yeah, come through. I couldn't decide. My apartment's real small. It's a studio, right? So I didn't know if over there I wanted like a love seat or whatever. But I figured, you know, triangulate the colors. I kind of used those right there. And it just worked out because I had that chair. And then I bought those. And then I bought the curtains. Then I bought those curtains, which are yellow and gray. I can't really tell. And then just oddly enough, then I bought those two. Then I bought the chair that I'm in now, and this, which is totally rad. Oh, you don't even see this. That's old. That's lovely right there. But this right here I got because it was supposed to be like this. But that was too loud for the room. And I lucked out because this pattern here, check that shit out. That pattern actually is opposite that pattern. So that was pretty funky fresh the way that worked out. Which actually kind of draws off of this cool shit in here. It's all like purple and shit. Yeah. So that's how I'd be digging here. And then it actually runs into this pattern, which I got from some chick off of Craigslist. And this cool little thing right here. Oh, check that out. Anyways, yeah. The art is a little bit, people don't even know. My artwork, I haven't put out there too much. I do it so infrequently. There's something I painted. There's my dude. That's the second watercolor I ever did in my life. Yeah. I don't even draw, I don't even paint, I don't know nothing about it. What up, Ben Hayes? Yeah, it's a little messy right now, Sun Soul, but just cause there's a hurricane coming, so I gotta have my things a little messed up. I got my bike into place and got my massage table out and whatever, but yeah, it's almost in order. It's cozy. I got a few more things coming on the way. I don't know if y'all seen. Got my elephant back there. My elephant over here. Yeah, that's how I'm living today. It's very 70s too, cause I hit you guys off with the 8mm. That's what I was saying before. Yeah, but yeah, 70s for sure. I was about to get a shag carpet, but I got that awesome blue lamp. But yeah, this is what it looked like without that 8mm on it. Even got that same pattern in that pillow there. But I like that 8mm today. That's how we gonna be doing it. So yeah, what's up, y'all? But let me scroll back through here. Sound effects. Am I making sound effects? I don't even notice if I did. What did I do? I'll try to send some rain that way. It slowed down a little bit. I wish I could go outside with this, but I made a mistake, and when I did a 5-hour talk the other night, and I didn't realize, but I didn't have it on my my internet at the house, and I ended up like eating through mad gigabytes. I spent a little money doing a show, so yeah, if I could turn that on, I'd walk outside with this shit. But I gotta wait until like the 11th before I have any more. So I don't have any overages on this shit. Yeah, I'm scrolling back there. What Alchem, where you said 970 786? What you talking about? Is that where you're from? I'm from the 504, you know. 970, which is what, 15, which is 6. So there's the 6. I'm 504, which is 9. 786, which is 14, 13, 13 and 8. 21, 3. Ah, that's crazy, Alchem. You said 970, which is 6, right? 786, if I'm not mistaken, is 3. And I'm 504, which is 9. You just 369'd it right there. What you know? And 462 is 12. 12 and 2 is 14 and 3. 17, 8. So you want the Jude Meister, that's an 8 for the Hertz harmonic. But Joy, you got me all excited with, you kept mentioning this, check that battery pack. Ha ha ha. I can't wait. I'm so excited now. Let's see. We'll scroll back down, we'll catch up Uh, Al, you're giving me your phone number with that? Okay, I see what's up. Okay. Is that for me? Hold up 1 second, y'all. I'm about to pour myself a beverage here. Let me put this up on here. Let me see if I can get this set up with my broken ass tripod. There we go. And then we pull some cards and we get to chit chatting about some whatever. But yeah, I figured that out, Al. I got it. Excellent. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get back on tonight. Al, I'm back at 121 answering. Did you get it? Okay, there we at. And then we had yeah, overage currency. It came back to me a little bit though. Oh shit. Well, Al, you got okay, man. I'll hit you up with the text message and let you know. That's wicked, man. What up, Skyhopper? That's crazy. Y'all should check out Skyhopper's video he did. Y'all should check it out. It's Skyhopper is like super magician. Like Skyhopper got more magic in his pinky finger than I do in this whole apartment. And his dog is an amazing beast. His dog is awesome as anything. But yeah, he did a video on the rice experiment, and quite a curious result, and I really enjoyed the result. I think that there's a lot to it. I think I think there's something that takes a very special practitioner and a very special idea about the truth and magic, and even stopping time, essentially stopping all things and being so centered and in the middle of something that you don't spit out or push any waves anywhere, like levitation. If you could all understand what I'm saying, it's very, very obvious, but also a little bit disguised in the idea of, once you see the video and you understand what happened, if you understand time and what the monks would do, not throwing any energy out, trying to get into this state of no karma, that he actually made no karma happen. I don't even know, I don't know if that's what you were intending or what you knew you were doing, or if you were just curious, but that's what happened. Skyhopper is a super magician. Yeah. Ben Hayes, could you? Of course you can. Why wouldn't you be able to? Just know that do you know how many tentacles are stuck to that cash within a lottery system? You'd have to do a lot of severing of all of the auric ties to that energy that was coming out of a lottery system, which means every single person that put $1 in there, in some way you're connected to etherically. And unless you know how to you know, break all those ties. People, when they don't win the lottery, they're thinking, I just put $1 into that. Where the hell is my dollar? And so when you're walking down the street, even if nobody knew you won the lottery, you're gonna have a lot of people like, you know, there's gonna be some ties etherically to your energetic system. You know, rich people walk like they're rich, even if you're just rich of the mind. You know. But yeah. And when I said I was going to have a special guest today, I didn't even know how special it would be. Boom, Skyhopper shows up. Special guest. That's not even, it's not even I was being funny, but maybe in a long way, Papa Legba brought you. Papa Legba. But Ben Hayes, yeah. I mean, I think winning small things isn't a big deal. I think that's the easy way to go about it. A lot of little wins in the realms of lottery, I guess. I mean, the world is a lottery all in all anyways, but you know, there's lots of ways to come up on energy and currency and cash. But yeah, I didn't even look. I don't even know how what they're telling us this hurricane is supposed to look like, but I'm gonna burn a little Palo Santo and cool the wind down here. See what I can do about that. But I don't know. I like the wind. Primarily kind of a wind element, anyways. Ben Hayes, yeah. The funny as anything. Funniest thing happened the other day. Here's a short story. I told you, I don't know how many people know the story, but I don't want to get into all of it. You have to dig into some other videos to find it. But those cards came from a certain shop, and I went in there, and I'd asked and the day that I went to the shop, a book fell. When I said something to the guy when he walked in, I was asking him, it was the manager, the owner. I said, hey, what's the internet password or something? He didn't hear me, and I was kind of like, I threw a little energy, and a book fell, and it was the Witch's Book of the Dead. Maybe Skyhopper, you could give me a little insight on this. I never seen the book before, but it fell off the shelf, and literally it was on like one of those bookcase things that like holds the book. There's no way it could have fallen, right? And it fell. So anyways, I go back to the shop again, and I was talking to the guy, and this is when I find out that the book was the Witch's Book of the Dead. And as I'm talking to this kid, this girl comes over and says to me, yeah, I've been reading some books. I just got done this book. I just got done reading this book called The Alchemist's Kitchen. And if anybody, nobody would really know this, but about 8 years ago, I started designing out literally a place called The Alchemist's Kitchen. I have I could pull out of my closet right now all of the drawings and design for a herbal shop called The Alchemist's Kitchen. And she just told me she was reading a book called The Alchemist's Kitchen. And I was like, I never even knew that existed. And that's about the only thing that she said to me. I was like, well, isn't that funny? Ain't that a hoot? Yeah, Jude, what you want to know? Oh, son, so you don't like the smell of sage? I'll get to you in a second, Jude Meister. You don't like the smell of it? Well, you know what? There's something you should know then. There's, according to the ancient Swinwits, the way that they would work, and these are the ancient women of Kemet, basically, that would work in Egypt, that would work with oils to cleanse the body. And you can do this with smells and oils, but basically, you have an entry point on one side of your body and an exit point on the other. So what they would do is they would give whoever was diseased, imbalanced, they would waft different smells in front of their nose, and the ones they didn't like, they would end up using as oils on one side of their body, and the ones they did like, they would use on the other side of their body. And basically, as they massaged it in, it would be basically crossing paths and removing and balancing out the harmonies of the smells. And I've done this before for people, and usually afterwards, a day or two afterwards, smells will change, and the things you didn't like will no longer, you won't like, and the things you did like, you'll have a less, like it will balance the things out. And the idea of not liking a smell is very interesting. But what would you do instead of Palo Santo? The Palo Santo shouldn't really necessarily be used as a cleansing thing, but more as a I mean, you can use anything you want as anything. Remember that. You know, there's no hard and fast and, you know, like that's all you can use that for in magic. That doesn't exist. There's rules that you bend all of them, but there's better ways to use certain things. But Palo Santos is more of a let's make something happen herb. If you want a cleansing herb, you know, find things that are bright and sharp. It will cut through things. And you can also, if you really want to do a hardcore cleansing, I've been saying this to people, take yourself maybe a copper pot, maybe a brass bowl would be better if you have one, like a glass ringing bowl, and put high test alcohol, whether it's isopropyl rubbing alcohol like 90% or some Everclear, 2 parts of that, so 1 part of salt. You can use any kind of salt you want, you know, however you play with salt. But that's the methodology, and then you burn it, and that will really sharpen up the room. In fact, I might even do that for y'all today, maybe sometime during this hurricane, to do some crazy stuff, to really throw some energy around. But that's what salt should be used for. It shouldn't be used in your body. It's used magically outside of the body, in the ocean, swimming, cleansing the body on the outside, scrubbing, cleansing a room. But yeah, that's a couple things you can do for sure. Okay, hey, and you want Jude Meister, so you're working on a project and you want me to pull this card for that project? Is that what you're asking? Aldrin Castro, there definitely is a difference between cooking with a fire and electricity. Unless you ask somebody that has a very strong inference that we are in a electrical universe. But even in that, here's what happens with fire. You have to think about fire. Fire is never giving you a 100% absolute stagnant. That's the temperature. Fire is moving along an algorithm that expresses what is natural harmonics of phi or pi, more like phi. The natural laws of rhythmic flux of energy, and it'll be cooking the food based upon that, where electricity is either a pulsing or it's going to move in an undulating pattern that doesn't follow the natural harmonics of the universe. So the energetic system that will be put into the food, and whenever you're doing cooking with those types of things, you'll get more exact results, but it won't be as energetically cohesive to the human body. How's that? Does that make sense? Zen, the Book of the Hook did it. Pop out below the waist or above. Are you asking me a question? Because you always talk with such rhythmic limericks. The book was actually well above my head. It was, I think it was on a shelf that was probably eye level or possibly even above my skull. And it fell to the floor, if that's what you're asking. It fell from what was about, I would say my hair to pineal level. But I was sitting, funny enough, here's the whole story, I guess. I told it the other day. I was sitting at the entryway to the shop, right next to a plant that's called kratom, the kratom plant, and I was drinking some kratom, and the book was behind a shelf about, I don't know, 20 paces from me, and it was on a wooden shelf, and it just it just fell. Yeah. So I hope, does that add to it? You understand? Yeah. And it was funny because every time someone would come into the store, when I was sitting next to this plant, they would ask something about kratom because they didn't know anything about the plant. They had no idea, you know, because the place sells like CBD and kava kava and kratom, and it's obviously not very well known what it does. So people come in like kind of curious. It's a little tea shop. Oh, like what is it? What does it do? And every time somebody would walk in, he would point over at the door like, that's the herb right there. And it was always funny because everybody could look over where I'm sitting right next to this giant plant. It was really funny. And I was like, what do you want me to do? Do you want me to do some magic? What do you need? And here you go. We're gonna do that Judemeister. We're gonna flip some cards for you. Which ones do you want me to pull and what you want to know? I assume most people enjoy the red ones, but you always come across as a little more pagan. Shuffle these things up. A Saturn day shape-shifting, huh? Distilled water. Look at the word. To still something is to stop it. To die still is to move it. To die is to split water. So it's splitting of the stillness. So distilled water is not stagnant. It can become stagnant in a sense by sitting there, but yeah, you should stir it at least. Or whenever you let it come out of the spout of whatever you have it in, you know, hold the cup a little farther beneath it so it makes like a waterfall. You know, don't let it just run into the cup. Let it kind of move and bubble and whatever. But I'll in the moment, as Judemeister. Hey, Judemeister, we could play real strong with this if you wanted. You got any stones? Reverse osmosis water is just fine. It's good. I would do the same with that. I would charge it somehow. But Judemeister, you got any stones? Because if you do, if you have any stones, Judemeister, I can put a stone on the deck of cards, and you can speak through the frequency of what the stone is, because it's going to be at that resonant frequency of the same exact stone. I put it on the card, and you could throw energy into the card, and I mean, in fact, you know, tell me what you could tell the deck what card you want. I got a few stones there if you wanted to play that. Or if you ain't got no stones, we can just use the general harmonics of the standard crystal. Jordan, what is Rhody? Reverse osmosis and distilled, I'm guessing your meaning? I don't know. I don't get what you're saying. Oh, okay, nice. You're getting your stones. You're gonna have to help me with this. I don't even know stones like that. I have stones. Stones come to me. Stones, you know, but I don't. And it's funny enough, I met this this girl a while back, who I don't know why, but like we just connected on something, and I had the encyclopedia of stones in my bag, and I let her borrow it. I didn't even read it. I didn't even really looked at it. And then there's an old medicine book that I had on stones that I let her use. So funny. Oh, reverse osmosis deionized. Um, I would kind of steer away from the deionization. Anything to do with deionization, anything to do with what's that other kind of thing people are getting to these days? It's a weird kind of therapy that has to do with splitting something and what the hell is it called? Man, it's stuck in the left front. It's like in a vortex, right stuck behind my left eyeball where I've been clogged up. This word that I'm trying to think of, ozone. Damn it! There you go. Got it. And you don't want to be screwing with that ozone garbage. I don't know. You know, there's too many. When things become too complex, you know. The world's when you look outside of you, you know what's happening. Distilled water is coming to you. Everything else is not happening. You know, people start getting into this this crazy alkalized water, the $3,000 machines. That shit ain't water. It's doing something. I guarantee it's going to do something, but it's not doing what you think it's doing. Let's remember that. It might be very high octane and it might have a use. But it shouldn't be drank every day, especially by the kind of people trying to obtain this water. What's the brand called? What's the major one? Kangen? Shit ain't watered. People got to do the research. Look at Andrew Norton Webber does a great breakdown on it. It's not water. What's it called? Dihydrogen oxygen? It's not. Ain't a good look. It ain't a good idea. If we were supposed to be drinking that shit would be coming out of a waterfall, but it's not. You know? If you think Earth fucked up, you got it all wrong. If you need a $3,000 machine to make something that ain't even water, that has a registered trademark, and it's a multi-level marketing scheme, I ain't trusting and buying into what you're selling. You telling me Earth fucked up? No, I don't believe it. But then say, oh, but you use a distiller. Well, because a distiller is what nature's doing anyways. We're just mimicking it. If you just mimic nature, that's the way to go. And it's also providing a way of distilling alcohol, distilling spirits, distilling monoatomics. I mean, we're using the elements in the proper way to create something. That's my little wild out on that shit. Yeah, I don't know. You know, the deionization, I don't know. I would just say put a carbon filter on. The reverse osmosis with the carbon filter is the way to go. And then after that, just go ahead and stir your water, put some crystals in it, hit it with some light codes, put it out in the sun, do your magic on it. But, you know, you got rose quartz and a metallic one. Which is the metallic one? I got this crazy metallic one. You see this? I can unwrap it. Here, let me do this for you. As we on this, let's get into normal mode. Do you see here? Is it this one? Because the story for me getting this one is crazy. Or is it this guy? You know how this guy's made. Let's see. Is it coming in there? It's round and glittery. Man, you can't see this here, can you? There we go. See, it cubes itself. That's the side you can see maybe. Yeah, I don't know why I can't get in on it. Let's see. Well, yeah, I don't get to see it right now. I'll show it to you a little later. Y'all should know what it is, though. We're gonna go back to the 8mm film because I like it. Spirulina and yeast. Yeah, go for it. See how it works. B12 we're missing. That's basically a distorted truth. Once again, the vegan diet, or excuse me, the vegetarian diet should include beer. That's where you're getting your B12. I don't like to use these numbers. It's all these vitamins because they lie to you with it. It basically, what that means is, how can I process and turn all of the energy, all the things in my body into energy? That's what B12 does, essentially. And so what you need is sauerkraut, what you need is beer, what you need is yogurt. And if you're not into the yogurt thing because you don't want to get the cow milk, you can find nut yogurt, but you want to find living probiotics and enzymes. These things are going to be the key to unlocking the energy within whatever things you're putting in your body. So the B12 is a much overstated, like it's garbage. There's just too many vegetarian cultures that have lived on this planet. And the ones that, even in places that they don't drink alcohol, the way they get it is through yogurt. They're highly intelligent, highly strong-lived, spiritual, long-lived. But most of the cultures, they use beer. They use beer as their source of B12. Ben, your mom works at a church. If your mother would flip out if she knew what the church was doing. Your mother would flip out if she knew that behind the scenes at the churches that she works at, they're doing magic well beyond my level, well beyond anybody's level on here. They're doing some things that are so disgusting and filthy and chaotic, and it's not even chaos magic. They're doing some really weird shit because they're dealing with archons, and you know, I ain't gonna get into it, but you know what I'm saying. She'd lose her shit, she'd lose her mind if she knew what was going on there. That's so funny. Jordan, you say you let your parents know. Is that from a question that I had? I'm sorry, I kind of got lost here. Because as far as the water looks, is, you know, easiest way is distill it, and charcoal filter it, and then go ahead and add the structure and the organization to it, and the charge, the energy. And the structure can come through simply stirring it, can come through turning it into like a waterfall situation. It can come through shaking it. Like, these are all going to help. Just your general energy around it. Charging it in the sun works. Putting crystals in it will work. So you're charging it in one way, giving it energy, and you're organizing it and structuring it. And that's really all you need to do. Clean and then organized. And putting it in the sun will ionize it basically. See, this is the thing. If you de-ionize water, it's very interesting, because the reason you put water in the sun is because the water is actually being ionized by the sun. You're creating minerals in the water via the sun. It's creating life. It's creating energy. Haha. Judemeister, energy off the charts. Oh, kombucha is excellent, man. That's awesome, man. That's the way to go. Because the kombucha, you know, here's the thing though with kombucha. A lot of people, when they get on these high level living food systems like kombuchas, like that, I mean, in living foods, like real like kombucha, sauerkrauts and things, you can overuse those too. You know what I mean? You can like not have anything to burn and use those things, and it'll kind of just make you gassy and kind of like burn you out. So you kind of, you know, as good as they are, they have to be used kind of in balance, you know. Pyrite. The pyrite called to you? What up, Core Earth? Aldrin, no, it's not bad. It doesn't matter. It's gonna change things. It's gonna refract the light slightly. But if you got no other choice, it's a good idea. You know, driving down the street, looking through your windshield, that's a good idea. Ben Hayes, drink before you're thirsty. Try that, because you should never have a feeling or a need. You should never have thirst in your system. You know, there's something interesting about that. You know, when you're thirsty, it means you're already dehydrated. I mean, and I'm saying this from someone who I'm frequently dehydrated. I'm frequently get to the point because I'm doing whatever I'm doing. I'm so focused on it throughout the day that I dehydrate the mess out of myself. I've dealt with a lot of issues of dehydration. And that's probably why I preach the gospel of the water so much. So you should never be in a point of feeling like you need liquid. You always stay ahead of the game. Think of it this way. If you're driving your car along, your car is thirsty once and only when it's out of gas. And at that point, it's not working, you know? Yeah, feel free, man. I mean, just see how you feel through that glass. It's gonna be cutting some things out, and it's gonna be probably strengthening some others. It's hard to say depending on the glass. Is it double paned? I mean, how is it, you know, putting light through a prism is doing something, right? So there's a lot of variables that go into it, but certainly the light is getting through the glass and it's coming into the room you're in. So you'll definitely be getting some of the benefits. Not all of them and not completely, but you know, it's like somebody asked the other day, do I find tanning beds to be a good idea? Yes. Just like, would I rather be in a dark room or a room with a light bulb? I mean, it's just that simple. You know, you can look at it this way too. You can grow plants with artificial lighting. If a plant can grow with artificial lighting, so can you. But we're dealing with what degree of the spectrum are you getting? You're getting 100% of it from the sun. Inside of a room with a glass barrier there, it's probably canceling some out. And the light bulb is definitely canceling some out too, via the, you know, thinking of getting in a tanning bed. What up, Rising Love? I feel like I'm a little bit behind. Okay, let's get back to this this Jude Meister want me to pull some cards so we can get moving on that. You know what? Here's how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna put 2 stones on these cards and we'll see if you can link them up. Cause you probably gotta have these. We'll put this here. Let's see what I got. Okay, you're definitely gonna have. Here, we're gonna see. We're gonna play a little bit here. Anybody know all these stones? Let me go ahead and do this so you can see a little better. But I already know what stone I'm gonna put down. Anybody know these stones? This one here? There's one that's really calling to me to put down because I think you have it, Jude. But I want to put that. There's 2 stones that I want to put down. Let's see if you guys can figure out. There's 2 stones that are really wanting me to put it on this card over here, and see if you guys can tell what 2 they are. There's 3 major ones, and there's three that are electrically charged. Let's say that. There's 3 of these that are pushing and pulling energy, and there's 3 that don't matter. So pick 3, and if you don't know the names of them, just call out the color. Let's see here. This one is silver. This is magnetite. This one here is like a pink. Well, let me see. No, this is not pink. This is brown and black. It's kind of dark in here. Spotted agate, I believe. Don't quote me on that. I don't know stones like that. This is like a green, kind of glassy one, if anybody knows. This one here is probably like a blue. Let's see here. This is a dark blue something or other. I don't know stones like that, y'all. I just know how they feel. I've been to too many shops. I should know better. This is reddish pink. And this is tiger's eye. Yeah. Okay. So if you all got your guesses in there, I'm gonna tell you. I'm just gonna pull the 3 away that are doing nothing. I'm gonna pull the 3 away right now that are doing nothing. And we'll see if you guys got it right. Ah. And there's the 3. Of course it was the tiger's eye. Does anybody know why the tiger's eye is? Not just because of its size. Anybody got to guess why the tiger's eye is so extra juiced up too? Yeah, you got 2 of them. Well, here, I'll give it to you. So this one here is magnetite, so it's obviously it's a magnet. I mean, it's gonna have a charge in it. So that works. The green one, I don't know why. Green has always been a color, a fanciful color of mine, and I really enjoy it today. And Tiger's Eye is one of my birthstones. And, I mean, it's super powerful. Tiger's Eye has come up in my life so many times in so many weird positions with so many strange people. I mean, people, I'll walk by someone, and I don't know, I'll just look at them and I'll say something to them. I'm like, hey, I got the stone for you. And it'll just be so random. And the person will be like, you know what, that's my wife's favorite stone. Or like, I know that, that's a Tiger's Eye. I'm like, what are the chances that anybody knows what any stone is? Very, very little, right? And to actually know what the Tiger's Eye is, that's really impressive. And it's happened multiple times. It's happened with purple stones all the time, and with the Tiger's Eye all the time. And so I put pink quartz over there. And in case y'all didn't know, look. Yeah. Magnet. That's super. This right here is super strong, dude. If I get this near the phone, we lose. If I get this near the phone, I already broke a computer with one of these by accident, like a real nice computer. I didn't realize the stone. I didn't realize the magnet was where it was. Broke that computer. Oh, check it out. Yeah. Do some magic, y'all. Oh. Yeah, I highly suggest playing with magnets to people and making yeah. Oh, look at this. You want to see some crazy shit, y'all? How the fuck? How is Tiger's Eye magnet, is it? Look at that shit. Yeah, you seeing it live right here. Is that supposed to be doing that? Did I just do something? Did I do that? For real, dog? For real, dog? Say word. Say word. That's crazy. I didn't realize that. That's very funny that I never knew that Tiger's Eye was also... Huh. Well, I mean, the fact that it's my birthstone too is very funny. I like magnetism and magic and shit, but yeah. So, I guess we'll go ahead and put the Tiger's Eye on that one. That's very funny. Love Katesh, that's funny. The blue one, that's funny. Yeah, probably because my throat chakra is just like, you know, it's wide open. It doesn't. I don't have a problem with my throat chakra. That's never. So you know what? Because so blue for me, I don't necessarily like the color blue or wear it too often because it's already too much. I've always avoided blue for pretty much blue and red, really. Like honestly, because those are the two chakras that are most dominant for me. Obviously the base chakra and the throat chakra, but whenever I get a tan, funny enough, whenever I get a really nice tan, pink and blue I really like wearing. It just, for whatever, it magnetizes itself to me, and I like how it looks on my skin. So blue and pink, yeah. But when I'm not melanated, not so much. Not melanated, I like the greens. I stay to the greens. Greens, browns. Like yesterday I went out, I was wearing my green like camo-ish, green and brown backpack. My sandals are green and brown. I had a green shirt, a cream brown cap. I look like, you know, camoed out. All right, Jude Meister, I'm gonna pull these cards for you now. What kind you want to ask the question, or you want me to just pull them and you figure it out? Earth-inspired poetry. I'm just scrolling back now. You know I got a thing for Tiger's Eye. Tiger's Eye is crazy for me. Yeah, everybody out here that tiger's eye. That's so funny. Okay, sure. I'm gonna bury the first one. And there you go. And then we'll go ahead and bury that first one. So, your first card was the 6, which was the Lovers. Ha 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 ha. What's really good though? What's really good though? What's really, really good in the world? The 6, the Lovers. You had pulled both the Lovers. I'm curious to know what was that first card each of them now. But you pulled the Lovers upside down on both of them. Or if we're playing it the other way, the idea is that I'd be reading the cards for you sitting over there. I mean, so that's for you to play with. If the Lovers came up like direct for you. I mean, because you got to think too. The phone is already inverted, so that's for you to play with. You got both the Lovers. You already know cards. I don't gotta tell anybody what those mean. I mean, I could give it to you a little bit from because both the decks have a little bit of different idea. Not too much though. You know. Yeah, you want them upright? That's cool. They upright then. The upright Lovers. You know, attraction, enticement. That's let's see. The card indicates, let's see, temptations and good, but goodness for the long term. That's what the pagans say, but definitely goodness for the long term. And according to the church, you know, as if you all haven't seen the video I did when I first started doing the readings and the cards, check it out because I tell all about this deck. I tell about both of them. The first show I did with the tarot, I talk about the cards. And it's a really interesting story. But anyways, this is called the Annunciation according to the church. The Annunciation, and this is sublime and long-lasting union. You've passed a test and the love of beauty. So, Jude Meister. That's some strong stuff right there. Unity virtue, I love it. Coming through, just straight giving the wisdom. We can cut through the bullshit. Stop working like slaves. I tell ye all, you are gods. Earth-inspired pottery. Did it really get deleted? Because I'm gonna have to check. Unless I pulled one, I might have pulled one down and put it back up, but I'll check. If I didn't, I'll tell the story again. I'll go through and I'll tell the story on the cards again. But I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure a couple of them, I just pulled it down and wanted to listen to it myself before I posted it. Not that I really care because it's already online, but a couple of them I pulled down for like a day and listened to it and then put them back up. But where was he at? Where was he at there? All right, Aldrin. Yeah, Unity coming through. Yeah, Ben, I'll pull you a card in a second, Ben. I still want to know. I'm real curious, and because it's my deck of cards, I'm gonna look, but I'm not gonna show nobody. I want to see what them first two were that got buried. See if they're the same too. Yeah, that's for me to know. For you all to just play with those, because that's the only ones that matter. We can't look into the past. We can't know what it might have been. I can know, but I know these are it. Go ahead and slide that in there somewhere. Okay, where was I at here? Love Katesh knows what? She knows what you were asking the cards for? Is that what's up? Love Katesh, you have to divulge your secrets to me. Divulge your secrets to me and I will keep all of your secrets safe. Jack, I'll pull you a card in a second. I'm going to do Ben Hayes here. Because he already asked me, he wants to know, am I supposed to endure with my girlfriend? Well, you know, I ain't even got to pull the cards to tell you the answer to this, Ben. I can tell you, you're supposed to deal with small little trials and tribulations, but nah, that ain't the one. She ain't the one. I can say that like right off the giddy up because, you know, you got a long life. There's a lot of things you need to like, you know, dip through and dive through and figure out and learn for yourself. And the reason that is, you know, because you would already know the answer to the question if it was a yes. I can say that. You know what I mean? Not giving any credence to like, hey, you know what? You know, every relationship, ride it out, see what it, you know, see what it's worth to each of you, and find out where, you know, where the ride takes everybody. Everybody's got a station to get off at with their baggage or whatever, places to go, you know. But there'll be somebody you'll take a big trip with, I'm sure. Here you go. Here's your and just because I'll just throw the little pink energy onto it. A little bit of the pink because there's all the little lovey-dovey in there. And I'll pull you one of each, obviously. And I'll let you do because I've already given you the answer that I see. I'll let you kind of read into these cards. And I'm not going to flip them over the same way. We're going to flip them this way. There you go. What'd I just say? What'd I just say? Okay. So this is the Empress. This is the Mind card, the Higher Realm. What'd I just tell you, though, about the Pagan Realm? What'd I just tell you? There's a journey. You got, you know, everybody going to be on a path, right? It's always somewhere to go, right? And here he is on a journey. His face got a tiger on it. He's got all his tools he needs. He got cats. Look at him. He got all the little cats, little pussies following him around. The owl of wisdom up here. Trees with faces. All sorts of different animals and things. So yeah, that's the journey, man. So that's what the pagans would tell you. Now as far as the church is telling you Empress, the third of the major arcana. But remember, the pagans and the church ain't going to be too much in cahoots with their belief of what these two things should be. And as most people wouldn't even know, the church was actually playing with the tarot. I mean, it still is to this day. I mean, I've explained this fully in all of my works about you think the church ain't involved in magic. They tell you not to be involved in the magic because they want to be the only ones in the business. They are dealing with some high-level magic, high-level occulted, meaning hidden from you. And so that's the version with the baby. And so see, the church would tell you that work and it's destined to last with prosperity and a revelation of things. So these two cards are in direct opposition. The church is in opposition to the pagan idea. And so I gave you my experience and wisdom from just the ground level of what's going on here. And I was siding, if there's a side to be had, with the pagans. But the church says no, fight and struggle. Because that's what they want everybody to do, fight and struggle with shit. But you may divine what you like of this. And, you know, if she's real cool and you dig her and she digs you and everything's kosher, man, you know, ride it out for a little bit. I ain't saying end it right now, but hope that was, hope that's what's up. Unity Virtue coming through with the Hellfire Heart. Nice. Hey, love, Katesh, I didn't read your next email yet, so just so you know that. I'm reading at 2:08 right now. I didn't read your next email yet. I seen it while I was already doing the show, and I would delink the show if I checked it out. And Ben Hayes, it don't even matter about the courts, my friend. The courts was there in the middle. I just put the pink card there for you, or the pink stone, just to give it a little energy. And ain't it funny? I put it here. I put it there. Put it there first. That's very funny. Interesting. Jude Meister, you said love Katesh has your passions restrained. There's no need to restrain your there's no need to restrain your passions in the hall of Amenti, in the hall of the gods. And Jake, I'm gonna pull your card now. What do you want to know? And Steven, I'll get to your third eye tip. Connect with the true source of energy. This is correct, unity virtue. Unity virtue coming through here on some wild shit. See, Unity, I'm gonna need a picture of you if you're gonna come up with this 777, the lucky sevens. 7 minutes in heaven. I'd like to get into a closet with you, Unity virtue. Whether you're a beautiful woman or a crazy man. That way, if you're a crazy man, I can choke you out and you die in the closet, and nobody knows. Or you're just a beautiful woman. We'll do some. We'll get dirty in there. Either way we look at it. Yeah, Ben, that might be what's up. And I'll hit you up in a second, little brother, with the cards. Let me get to the bottom of the things here. I want to know if what I'm doing can be used as a source of energy. Interesting. Hey, Unity Virtue. I'm very interested in what you perceive as the one source energy. I mean, because obviously, I think we're all on that mental patterning. That's what we'd like to do. So if you can go ahead and just give us a direct, you could just point right at it or tell us what to do. We'll get on it with you. That's for damn sure. If you can just speak the words and tell us what it is, and don't speak in hyperbole and jibber jabber. Yeah. Because we on board, man. We on board if you're a man or a woman. What are you, though, Unity? Can you put a picture of yourself up there, or at least a sigil or something? That way we can all charge it for you. Coming out the closet, Jude Meister. And you know I'm just playing, though, Unity Virtue. I love you, too. We joke out here. Yeah, every particle can be. And here we go, Jake. I'm gonna shuffle these up. You want to know if what you're doing can be used as energy. And I'm assuming, like, oh, you said I want to know if what I'm doing is aligned with your purpose. With your P purpose. That's so funny. Maybe I just misread something, but is what you're doing aligned with your purpose? And I'm gonna pull two cards. The first one is going to be. First one is obviously going to be your mental thing, like, because I think people have multiple purposes in life. I mean, the word purpose comes from pure position. And there is one overarching purpose or pure position for people. But I think for most of people's paths, you're going to have things that are mentally a position and some are physically. Like, I think sometimes they can be a little different. Sometimes they can be the same, that's for sure. But I'm going to pull this just to see. Maybe they line up perfectly. But it'll tell you if it's part of your mental position and if it's part of your physical position. Like, maybe you have a job that's really, really suiting you, but maybe that job and where you are, like, it's in the Northeast and you don't like it there. Or maybe you're in the Midwest and you don't like the weather and you don't like the people, but you love the job. And that's going to be a struggle from a physical and a mental level. You know what I mean? So here you go. I'm going to shuffle these up and I'm going to see if I can magnetize some energy. I think that is always helpful there. Just pull. You know, I'm not going to bury that first card. We're just pulling the card to the surface. And I'm going to do the same for the pagan card. Here we go. Just so you know I'm playing around here. Not that anybody thinks I'm doing anything, but anyways, here we go. Here we go. So there's your first one. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Nice. All right, so this one here, as I probably assumed, and I probably already said, this is the world card, but it's upside down. So this is all about mentally and emotionally and spiritually, that kind of idea is probably what you want to be involved in, and probably is part of your purpose, but it's upside down, and it seems to be like maybe you know, maybe physically. Let's see here. Let me try to combine these cards for you. I mean, is the first part at least right? Is that what you want to be involved in, or is it upside down and you got to flip everything out and move on to the next thing mentally? Because as the pagans, the physical realm, you seem to be. It would, you know, as I was kind of saying, are you in the right area? That's the Hierophant card, and that's all about learning and integration. Are you integrated physically with where you are? It's a gateway, definitely. So whatever you're doing now, it's a gateway. As long as you use your intuition to figure out if your talents and what you're doing is you're in the right spot. I mean, it's kind of just redundifying the question. I think maybe redundify the question to yourself, you know? So is any of that helping you even a little bit? Excellent, Unity Virtue. I'm at Distilled Waters right now. It is definitely the key. Jude Meister with the Magnet Zen, for sure. Yeah, Unity, that's definitely true. That is true. You know, anybody that starts to dig into that, you definitely feel it, for sure. What up, Gary Baxter? 14 bushels of potatoes, man. Good stuff. Some taters. Yeah, man, Unity, I hear you on that. I get little pieces and bits from certain people here and there. You know, I wish I was. Yeah, we'll see if we can throw a little energy into Gary. Hey, I'm trying to get back to being balanced myself, the mental, spiritual, and physical balance. You know, the up and down, because I usually go through this. I'm either really dug into the earth and really like here, or I'm like levitating off the earth. I ain't even screwing with anybody outside of my, you know, outside of my own little box, and I'm out in the, you know, the astral realms doing that kind of projection and stuff. So I'm trying to, you know, in that space, binding those things together to be able to, you know, connect with people on the frequency, not only, you know, through these kind of communication wires, right, but to be able to do it telepathically. Gary getting the barefoot in. That's excellent, man. And who else asked me to pull a card for him? What up, Pia? And Jake, again, did those cards kind of link up with some ideas for you, man? Oh yeah, and little brother, what's up? You wanted cards. So maybe I'm lagging on this side, but I'm still at yeah, a little clearer. Yeah, Jake, you know, I didn't get a really good idea. I mean, I usually it's a little more direct, but the world being upside down, I mean, it's a powerful card, but it kind of goes in opposition to this. I don't know. Maybe, you know, ask again later. You know what I mean? And just maybe you'll just figure it out for yourself. Like I think it's more in your hands to figure out the next move. But usually, if you ask the question, you're not too sure, and it's probably, you know, take the wisdom you have and move it into a new job. You know what I mean? A new thing. It'll probably be closely linked. Because the world is the end of the cards, you know. And turning the world upside down ain't a bad thing either, you know. It's a big card. All right, Alchem, I'll hit you on the tellies. Hey, Alchem, are you on that other thing? What's that thing that everybody chats on? Where the shit is free. It's what's the shit is called? The green shit. Hold up 1 second, y'all. Not Snapchat. Oh, Steven, yeah, that third eye thing. Let me get to that. Hold up, y'all. I'll be right back. It's not. Don't worry, I'm not going down here. It's gonna come back up. Yeah, I was asking about WhatsApp. Like, if you got WhatsApp, because that's an easy way to connect. Yeah, WhatsApp is an easy way to chat. I mean, it don't matter to me, WhatsApp or regular. But I got your telly now, so if you're on WhatsApp, that's a decent way to chat too. But after the show, I'll link up with you. And Stephen Kospetin. Hey, Stephen. Let me throw these 2 cards, then I'll get you on the third eye. But here's the 2 cards for you, little brother. This is the easy cheesy. You just want to know a little something about your life. We'll just make these cards kind of wide open and just give you, like, you know, this is just like a certain kind of energy reading. Energy readings tend to do with, like, less about specific events, just a general sense of you know, your mind frame and where you are in the world, like physically where you are. So here's your mind frame, right? And I'm gonna bury the first one. There you go. It's just a general idea about what your thoughts are doing for you and if you're kind of like in a good mental space. And then we'll bury that first one. And then are you in a good physical space and where to go, you know? Powerful cards, powerful cards. You got, look at that. You got the High Priestess and the Sorcerer. Basically the Magician and the Magicianess. The Sorcerer and the Sorceress. That's crazy. So your mental frame, your mental game, very feminine in nature. You're very into the priestess craft. And let's see here. The priest, that's Saint. If you want to look her up, and she pops up, man. She pops up all the time for people when they have me do reading series. I haven't, like I said, I've only been doing this for a little bit with these cards, and there's a certain set of them that come up, and she comes up all the time. Her name is Saint Paraskiva. Paraskiva pops up all the time. Paraskeva. EVA. Maybe check her out on the Googles or whatever. And that has to do with hidden knowledge, and basically the future not having been revealed, kind of like a meditation. It's a mystery of having faith in your beliefs. You know, you believe in something, you have that kind of faith. I don't, you know, not belief. You have faith in something, you kind of hold on to those mystical feminine beliefs. And the Sorcerer upside down. Now there's the masculine upside down, which is interesting because that would be, you know, the mirroring image. Masculine, feminine, mirroring, fire, water, mental and body, which is funny because it's backwards too, because the feminine is the body, the masculine is the mind in the real world, like what's going on out here. So the Sorcerer is upside down. And so the pagans would tell you, the shape-shifting deck, that the Sorcerer is akin to the Magician, right? And the Sorceress would be, you know, generally the High Priestess. So the Magician is all about knowledge and power and mastery, but flipped upside down, you know, that's back into the area of confusion. More of a, you know, it's about looking at things 180 degrees different because things are a little upside down with where you are physically. Like you're probably not exactly where you need to be grounded out physically. If you were, you'd be able to, like, you know, adventure in all the worlds of spirituality and this tangible reality. But having it upside down, it kind of throws you into like, is this exactly where I should be? What's he got? He's got a falcon with him. Check this out. He's got a falcon. Yeah, so it's about instincts. What else he got with him? Anything? He got a wolf too, and a bird coming out of his face. Yeah, to me that says if you were where you should be, that this would flip over and you'd be more of a sorcerer. So yeah, there you go, my dude. And then we'll get to that third eye real quick. Hey, Jude Meister, are you talking to me to do a one-on-one for you? Hey, Jude Meister, you saying get on Skype to do a one-on-one? I can do a one-on-one with you. That'd be cool for sure. I don't have Skype. Is that going to be the easiest thing to do? Google or Skype or Snapchat? I don't have Snapchat either, but I can load those obviously. I didn't. These are out of order to me, so you guys are hearing me bumbling over the things you guys are saying here. I'm at 223. You said maybe Zen get on Skype for one-on-one. Yeah, I could do that for sure, Jude. Do you want to chat with me, like, because we can I could just open up one of these too, and just give you this direct link, so it's just me and you in the room. You know what I mean? You still texting me, but if you wanna be like face to face, that's cool too. Yeah, Gary. Yeah, WhatsApp is pretty slick, man. Especially if you got people you know overseas. You probably already off Alchem, but. Gary, what you mean click the icon? Skype? Okay. Let me, before Earth-inspired poetry, I'm still at like 227. I'm gonna answer my dude's question about the third eye. Steven, or Stevan, you still on here, man? It's a question I've answered a lot of times, and I try to give to people in a different way. Yeah, I'll send Gary some energy. Hey Gary, I'm just gonna rub on your picture. That should get you woke up. Well, Jude Meister, whenever, you know, whatever you like, I can always do it, you know. And again, even if you want me to do one of these on here on the YouTubes, I can send you a direct link, and you know, you ain't got to worry about cash. If you ever, you know, it's always like in the future, if you want to hit me up, that's cool. But if you want me to do something, I got time. Like for me, time is, that's all that matters, you know. That's all that really is. If I got the time, I make time. So I just want to make sure, okay, Steven. So here you go. Here's a simple answer to it with the third eye. Everybody wows out. Everybody in the spiritual community, like, open your third eye, get woke. You know, it's like, come to the circus, come to the fucking carnival. Like, you know, people need to slow down with that. You know what the third eye is? It's a gland, just like all the other glands in your system. But people they get on this focus on the third eye, yet they don't even know they got a pair of testicles. they got glands as their thyroid. They got glands all over their body. That all should be in working order. And in fact, those should be all working before you start playing with the pineal. The pituitary should be functioning. The thymus should be working. The thyroid should be working. Everybody wants to pop open their third eye because they think they're going to have some magical, mystical visions and wisdom. Well, every night, supposedly, you're cracking open your third eye to get into the dream world and all of this. But to actually, you know, snap that open during the day, if your body was messed up, because there's a reflective matrix to your internal environment and the external one, you would freak yourself the fuck out, basically. You'd probably see some things that would put you in a mental institution if you weren't ready for it. Like, if I were to crack my third eye open right now in my room, I could handle it in a sense of saying, okay, there's 3 people sitting in here right now. There's a giant creature that's 8 foot tall standing in my corner, drooling with giant teeth and is about to rip my head off. Do you want to go smoke some DMT and just walk around in public? I mean, that's basically what people are asking. So people out here saying they got their third eye open and shit, no, they fucking don't. They ain't walking around with their third eye open. You don't want to be that woke. To be having your third eye open while you're awake, walking around with your eyeballs open, that means you have 3 eyeballs open and using only your one eye to see through the other 2. And you to be able to handle that, you have to be on some like complete. You have to be able to walk through the dream world, as they say, walk through the shadow of death in the dream world, basically, and not be freaked out by anything there. And then somehow manage to overlap your dream world and say, hey, I'm living a dream right now. Right now, I'm living a dream, and so are you. And no matter what I see, no matter how much it is so much in opposition to the standard variety of reality that I see, if I happen to see a 30-foot walrus in the middle of the street running around with a dinosaur, that's just okay. So people don't want to be popping their fucking third eye open, let's just say that. But there are things you can do to massage it, to help it, to clean it, to have it functioning so you can get little glimpses and a little bit of fairy here and a little bit of this and notice some other energies going on. And there's plenty of things you can do to, you know, instill that. And whatever all the channels are saying about use these kind of sounds and use these herbs, yeah, those are probably all in the right direction. But the good part of this is most people aren't cracking their third eye open and walking around because it's tough to do, because they're not clean enough anyways. You'd be seeing really fucked up visions anyways if you were dirty. So it doesn't allow you to do it. So hopefully that kind of answers some of your question about it. And Katesh, we can Skype definitely. I'll download Skype after this and we'll chitty chatties. Stephen, okay, well, I'll go a little farther for you, man. I'm at 234. You're struggling when you meditate with quitting my mind, so I focus on third eye, and that's not working. I also don't remember dreams. Okay, here you go, man. Don't be so focused on quitting the mind and stopping the mind. That's one of the biggest jokes, one of the biggest games out there. As a neophyte, as a initial practitioner, everybody wants to jump on the hoverboard, the Lamborghini hoverboard, and fly all over the place. Well, that shit just ain't gonna happen. And on top of it, the goal is not to quiet the mind. The goal is to understand that the mind is not you, and that everything going through it is just a ticker tape, is just a giant field of energy and weird thoughts. Some coming from Archon, some coming from literal broadcasts from radio stations, some coming from digital systems outside of you. Some are dead relatives, some are people thinking about you, some are, it's coming from everywhere. And then for you just get to go, well, whatever. I get to choose and pick through all of these. Because like right now as I'm sitting here talking to you, there are 10 million things going through my head. I'm thinking of this chick that I want to come over. I'm thinking about this food that I kind of want to eat. I'm thinking about where my feet are on the floor. I'm thinking about like random things. And see, I'm not thinking these things. These are just things that are pulsing through my head as impulses, as you know how the brain functions. Just boom, boom, boom. There's ways to quiet the mind. There's things you can do to shut off things. Breathing patterns and blood flows, and there's techniques of doing this to slow down and quiet the chatter. But once you get to that place, the silence is so deafening that you'll amplify things. So in all of this, what I'm saying here is there are so many different signals coming into your system. It's just like a radio station. It's about fine-tuning and dialing things in. But most people have a radio that has like 5 or 6 little 5 or 6 stations coming in at the same time, and they can't figure out what is them. Oh, I'm going crazy. I have split personality. I'm thinking 2 things. I'm thinking 5 different things. I have 5 different personalities. No, you're just like everyone else. I look at that person walking down the street and they say something stupid to me. I'm like, you know, the big part of me says, fuck you, you're an idiot. And the other part of me goes, no, I can understand their entire life. I know I'm sitting on this other level and that's okay. They can do anything they want. I'll turn the other cheek. Then I have 6 other things going on saying, no, let's figure this out energetically. Oh, no, let's figure this out emotionally. Then, no, let's see what time is it. Do I have time for this shit? Should I just walk the other way? There are 50,000 things going on in anybody's system at one time, even during meditation. So you have to understand that, you know, I just went through a whole thing there, right? Oh, this is exciting. Oh shit, chaos, energy. Right? But what is the focus? The focus is, well, who cares? The shit's just happening. You're on a ship and shit's happening. Who cares? That's what you have. That's where you have to understand the kind of the complexities of the mind are going to be there no matter what you do, until you're at a very high level. And at that high level, that's when there's complete stillness of the mind. But ain't too many people there. You know what I mean? I hope that made sense. I went through a ramp up of energy and craziness to kind of say, hey, this is how it works. But we can just go, breathe into it. No worries about the third eye so much, you know. Yeah, Hanuman's always up in there. And don't worry about negative thoughts, because if you worry about negative thoughts, then you're going to worry about positive thoughts. All you have are thoughts. There are no negative and no positive. In fact, that takes us all the way back to the beginning of the video where Skyhopper came on and I said he did the rice experiment and he made something happen that is so amazing. You should go check it out. And it is exactly that. It's what he did with the rice experiment, proving something even higher, of a higher order. That, you know, it's the idea of this. If someone patting you on your back and saying, hey, that was a great job, if that inspires your day, in equal measure, when somebody says, you're a fucking idiot, you ruined my day, and that brings you down, in equal measure, those things will affect your life. And you need to have a way of accepting both of those things, but having neither of them affect your life unless you allow it to. Gary, can I tell if someone is ready for an astral trip by the tarot? I don't know. I don't necessarily prophesize that way, but there's weird shit that happens whenever I meet people and I start talking to them about dreams and the astral realms, that the next time I see them, they'll be like, what the fuck did you do to me? I had a really intense dream. So can I do that through the tarot? Maybe. I'll give it a try. I'm gonna try and see what happens? Love Katesh, another day I had another, like, a weird, when I woke up, I had a good feeling of things, and I sensed a lot of colors and things in my dreams, but I didn't capture anything. I could, you know, this clogged head and sickness and the full moon really did a number on my ability to recall dreams. Yeah, Stephen, yeah, no expectations is the best expectations. And the breathing thing, you want to try to transmute energy down into your lower realms. So your breathing pattern that you should focus on should be in the nose and out of the mouth. That should be one of your major ones. That's pulling energy out of your brain and into the physical realm and grounding things out. That'll be one of the things that you really pay attention to. Gary, I don't know. I think you asked, do masters just snap into a deep trance, or does it take them long periods of time? I don't know. Ask Skyhopper. He might know, for real. As far as I can tell, he's definitely up there. I'm not that. shit, as much as I know and as much as I can do and as much as I do and as much as I am a master of some things, others, like, man, I don't know. You know, think of it this way. There are people that go to work all day that work on computers that put themselves into a trance. There are people that, if you see people watching a TV, they're literally in a trance. So there's a lot of ways people get into trances. They just don't know they're in a trance. They don't know that they're in deep meditation. People watching TV are in deep meditation, deep trance-like states. So, masters, yeah, I think there's something about like a method of breathing that they've been there so many times they can just take a couple quick breaths to get somewhere. I mean, I've had times where I can change my rhythm, my pattern, and my brain waves just with a couple breaths, but my practice isn't up to, it's nowhere where it should be. It's not what my practices are nowhere what I tell other people to do, you know? But then again, I play a different game than other people play. Gary, sometimes a ruined day is a good thing. That's funny. Who's this that? You must really like, you really must like, what's his name? He's a great author. He said something to that effect about things getting in the way of a rotten day. Oh, I forget who it was. Was it Bukowski? You probably like Bukowski, don't you? It might have been Bukowski or one of those kind of characters. You know, that idea of like, you went ahead and fucked up a perfectly, you went ahead and ruined a perfectly fucked up day. You know, that kind of feeling? Alright, Pia. Heart fire, that's what humans are, baby gods, yeah. This is correct. Jake Dyer, I don't want to go into a long diatribe on the moon again, because I did basically just listen to my last 2 days of videos. I put a expose out on all things about the moon, but essentially, it has a pulling effect. Let's just say that, because I don't want to turn this into a long diatribe on the moon again. Just go to my other videos. The last. You know, they're gonna be long, man. I don't know. The last one was 3 hours, and the one before that was like 5. But you'll get something really good out of it for sure. Okay, I can guarantee that. And I have shorter ones that I did that it wasn't live videos where I was just speaking strictly on the moon. But the last like 2 days, look over those videos. I did a lot of talks on the moon, especially in the beginning. You might be able to find maybe 20 minutes of the last video I did. 20 to 30 minutes of me really breaking down what the moon is and what it does. Yeah, Heartfire, that's exactly it. Create the blueprints of what you desire to become and it will manifest. Yeah. Haha. Steven, you found out that that's the breathing pattern that works with your yoga workouts as well. That's awesome. Steven, go look into my earlier video, maybe 8 months ago, that I did. It's called, I think, the Master Breathing Patterns. It's like 45 minutes, an hour long, and it goes through everything you need to know about breathing patterns, mudras, what your fingers, there's 4 fingers, there are 4 breathing patterns, the 4 seasons. I connect the whole thing and break it down in a way that nobody else ever has. I took basically Love's work and I overlaid it with some other breathing practices, and it's a picture. I even drew a picture out of it. And I cover the seasons, the fingers, the brain waves, even the DNA coding. You know, there's 4 DNA codings, and they connect to the 4 fingers, the 4 elements, the 4 seasons, the forces. It's one of my more brilliant works, I must say. Bukowski. And Love Katesh, are you asking me? Like in the dream world, did I send you something? Man, I haven't. I told you, man. I wish I'm not there lucid. The sickness has really been pulling me into the Delta realms for healing. I haven't been in the Theta to be able to do anything. Heartfire, that's a good one, man. I did a video the other day on exactly that. Well, I said basically you come into this world as having written a book and you forgot you wrote it. And then you get to be an editor of it. You pick it back up and you go, oh shit, I can edit this whole thing. So that's exactly it, Heartfire. Steven, you want to know about the right diet? Go. Again, that's another thing. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I'm throwing the highest level knowledge out about nutrition and diet. And just looking at my old videos on that. If you can't find specific things, you can ask me. But I mean, it's really simple. The right diet is very simple. Nutrition is very simple. Nutrition is all about light and energy. It's the sun. But I will pull you some cards for college, man. Your idea of going to college. So, like, can you give me Steven, give me a little more idea. What do you want to know about going to college? Like, should you go or should you go to a different one? I think college has a place and time for certain people. I mean, I'll give you the pagan one. I mean, I'll give you the pagan deck about, you know, apparently you're probably going to go to college. I think that's probably what you're saying. And if the first choice is here, I'll do this. Is your first college choice the right one? Let's do that. And the second one, the second card is going to be of your deciding. So is your first choice on going to college the right one? It's the Transcendence card. 20th card in the Major Arcana. There's lots of things in here going on. Woman with butterfly wings, a dude playing a harp, women in the background, doves flying. Transcendence, and it was right side up by the pagan shapeshifters. That card is usually the Judgment card, and it has to do with a renewal or awakening. It's a new cycle for you. It's a change of consciousness. So I would say that kind of represents, you know, you've obviously changed your value system. Your last sentence was, you know, you don't know how you feel about the college education. So the second one, yeah, Jake, there's a lot going on during this moon for sure. Stones are not your thing. Well, good thing you know that. I see you're trying to figure out what to do after you're traveling. Here you go. You know how they called, like, you know in comedians they say that's a comedian's that's a comedian's comedian. You ever heard that term? I'm like a shaman. So here you go. Tell you what to do after your travels. There you go. Number 10. It's the wheel. Anybody that knows about tarot very well, that's a perfect execution. Perfect execution on that card. Execution, get it? X, 10. 10 is about splitting duality. It's the wheel, the will of things. And that card is if you're into the Bible at all, or you can look into it, that's Archangel Gabriel. And so the Archangel Gabriel and the connection to the wheel is basically a changing of a role, revealing secrets in a new situation. These really link up. These really link up in every way. That you need to take a new path that obviously you already knew. Like, what, you know, that's the card just redundifying what you're saying. You know that stone isn't your thing. You're not a stonemason. What's maybe I'll just dig in here and do it from like just a standard psychological level and just do some let me do some brain picking. Let me shrink down your life for you, man. What's your element? What's your birth element? Chudemeister, that's an interesting question. Remind me of that in a second. I'm going to finish up the idea with Steven and I'll get back to you. Birth names are now time frequencies. I think they have something to do with it. Think about, yeah, I'll just answer that real quick, Chudemeister. Think about it. Walking down the street, somebody speaks your name. It says, it's Amen. They're speaking your name, but your name is ineffable. Your name is not speakable. You're always changing. Every harmonic of you is always changing. Every aspect of you. Right now, you're completely different than you were when you got online with me. You know what I mean? Even within the moment from you waking up to you taking a breath, you're completely changed and new. But in an even more way, in an even bigger way, like certainly after reading a book, you're a new person if it's a decent book. And certainly after listening to someone speak that has any sort of, I don't know, charge and energy and empathy and whatever they're saying goes into you, you're altered. Your being is altered. So there's kind of like a line, a gooey kind of like a, I don't know how to put it in the astral realm. It'd be like an attachment, a cord in the astral realm that links itself to you. So when someone says your name, you become that name and whatever you think that name embodies. And if you think of your name as, say, like, you're a child growing up, if your parents say your name, they always say, you're always your father's daughter, or you're always that kind of thing. Well, that's just not true. But it is to them, and it is to people that speak the name. To you, you're a definition of how they perceive you. And your name is only a definition of how you see yourself. And some people box themselves up inside of their name. People do it all the time with their job titles. If someone's a janitor, they're a janitor for life. They're in the nowness of whatever it means to be a janitor, yes? Someone says, I'm a doctor. Okay, yeah, right. I mean, whatever. But I'm Dr. Johnson. Well, yeah, I guess, but to me, you're so much more, right? But if that's how you identify yourself, so yeah, a name is a timestamp to a degree, for sure. Gary, yes, that's exactly correct. Motivated by education, educate yourself, go to libraries and teach yourself. That's exactly it. Who is it that said that I got my oh yeah, it's from Goodwill Hunting. He got his education from $5 in overdue book fines. Heartfire, I like that. Once your inner sun turns on fully, you become immortal and all of your wishes become granted. Yeah, that's very Neville Goddard-esque. He speaks of that quite directly. And he even speaks of stopping time on command, which is very interesting. Exactly, Gary, that's what's up. No, you got a man known by many names. Yeah, and most people don't listen to you if you don't have a degree. That's why the internet is for a bunch of weirdos like me. Yeah. Let me here, I'll just pull you that card for going back to Germany. How's that? Should you go back to Germany? And make that your. And that's you know what? That's a pagan card. We just ask the pagans about going back to Germany. We'll see. Don't rely too heavily on these pagans. They're witches. They're crazy. There you go. Upside down moon. So moon driven right now. Upside down moon. So the moon card is generally associated with kind of a spiritually kind of let's see what the pagans did. See, because again, I go back to this because I like to use a little bit of their influence of what they perceive. Everybody wants to go to the traditional ideas of the tarot. So that has to do with your psychic abilities and dreams, even deception. But I would assume that turning it upside down, you reveal the deception for what it is. But I would say this card really means listen to your dreams. That you'll just have intuition if you should go back. You know, I think it'll say inside of your dreams you'll find yourself having a dream about if you should go back to Germany. That seems to be much closer to what's going to happen. I mean, you know, what do they say anyways? If you have a big decision to make about anything, sleep on it. And they used to people say, I'll sleep on it, because they were actually more connected to the dream world, and the dream world would give them visions, and they'd be able to talk to ancestors and things outside of time to be able to make a better choice. Let's see here. We're about 250 in here. Yeah, where are you now, Steven? Where are you right now? I know I probably already asked you this, man, but you know, I get 20 different inputs here, so I'm running like with 20 windows up when I'm talking to people. Yeah, love Katesh, that is for sure. That it happens. These little nuggets and seeds that kind of, oh yeah, that's right. All right, Katesh, we'll talk soon. Oxmaxol. You can I show you? Can you show me something deeper into why I feel like discombobulated? Mine has been on fire, but cannot place what's going on in time. What's going on with your body? Yeah, man, I think that's going on for a lot of people, especially spiritually attuned people. You know, I think there's just been I think it's an upgrade. You know, when you go through, when you're jumping from an island to another island or a rock to a rock, there's that space in the middle, and I think that's all it is. I think you just move through kind of an archonic space. You move through an octave, and you get into a space where you're not quite your mind, you're not quite your body. And especially, you know, I've been talking to a lot of people that are having like sinus issues, and I don't think that's like a sickness per se, as much as how to put it, just like an energetic in between, which keeps you kind of disassociated with self. Like, cause yeah, if you like, even for me, like the disassociation of body and mind, like having a sinus issue it makes that multiplied. Like I haven't really been able to taste food so much, you know, there's a couple weird things, but I mean, I think it just, you know, it obviously comes down to the moon and just the general overall 100th monkey kind of thing, and a lot of spiritual people are really doing big magical work and things, and that just jumped out right there. Just jumped out of the deck. What did I just say? It just literally jumped out and flipped itself over. That's why. You can't make this shit up. See? Weird things happen when the cards are in my hands. It doesn't, you know. I'm just a happy little conduit for these things. So that's why. I mean, what to do about it? Let's see if I can shuffle. I wish. Did you see the shuffle? Did you see it happen during the shuffle? Was I close enough to the camera? Were you seeing it? That's hilarious. And like what to do to just kind of square yourself away and meld your mind and body back together. Here you go. It's the Emperor. It's the 4. Now some people don't turn the major arcane upside down. Some people always say it's right side up. But because there's a disassociation because of the moon, that's where you're at. The Emperor is upside down, right? So the Emperor card is upside down because of the moon. And I think it's just a little bit of a cycle of, as I've always, in fact, a lot in these last 2 days in these videos I've been making, all about the full moon and all about cleansing of the body. And I think it's the quicker we cleanse our bodies, the quicker we're less, you know, motivated and controlled and manipulated and instructed by the moon's ideas and energy. And what that has to do with the idea that you just gave, saying your mind is on fire, but it's being corralled and adjusted by the moon. I think as the moon gets out of this phase, is it's is it called waxing? The waxing phase is becoming smaller, or is that weaning? Weaning, weaning means smaller. Yeah, weaning off. Yeah. That is the holy savior in their mind, right? In the church's mind, the emperor is the holy savior. Yeah, the emperor. Yes. Interesting. And this would be stability. This would be every sense authority, but the idea here is there's a upside down is there's a conflict. And it's a conflict with the moon. That's all. And so as soon as you start correcting your diet, meaning your diet is your deity. Now if you eat things, here I'm going to give you all a little lesson deeper into that moon thing. I said I wasn't going to go on about it, but I will. If you eat things that are coordinated with whatever the moon is doing, meaning salt, meaning heavy metals, meaning all sorts of kind of food that are moon related, then your diet, meaning your deity, is the moon, because the moon will be controlling it. And so this is exactly what this is saying, that you're upside down because you're consuming things that maybe, and again, you might not be consuming those things right now, but you might be going through a cleansing process of things that you've eaten in the past, and it's pulling it out of you and removing things from you. And so this is like powerful collaborators, conflict between the collaborators, because this would be the collaborator, right? But the collaboration is, or the conflict is, pulling the wrong deity out of you. So hopefully that makes a lot of sense. OXMXO. Gabriel, there it is. What up, Axine Receiver? Receive? Asking, receive. Ask and receive. I love it. Ask and receive. Perfect. Oh, that's right. Yeah, we did this. The Sag. Okay. Haha, Jude Meister, slowing down time. Dude, how many times have I had to tell you? Do you see? It's already written on my knuckles. You didn't see? It says it right there. It says emit time. Didn't I tell you I'm a Time Lord a long time ago? Didn't you watch that video? I told you. It's not... See, I say this shit because no one would believe it anyways. Who cares? You know? There's all sorts of gods and demigods and archons and time lords and all sorts of people out here. There's people that don't know it, that have the power, which is quite a few. And there's a lot of people that do, but like, no one will believe you. Who cares? We playing with time in here. New Haven. Is New Haven, Connecticut, Steven? I got a little back here. Let's see, where am I here? Then you're going to be in LA, San Francisco. Nice, West Coast. Well, shit, man, you know what? Hey, just, Steven, you know, just take it as an adventure and understand something's going to pop up when it should for you, man. If you're a traveling man, you'll find what you need. You know, that you should know by now. People that travel have, you know, it's already plotted out for you. Just be wary of looking around and finding the thing that you need to connect with. Johnny K, I mean, we've been saying this for days. You're the 13th or 14th person that said this. Highly evolved spiritual people seem to be dealing with some sort of a head cold deviation issue that separates their mind from their body. It's really crazy. Pull 4 jokers out again. Yeah, try pulling 7 out in a row and then lose your mind. Earth-inspired poetry. That's right, you asked me way earlier. Sorry. Cody and Tommy, how do you control your anger? You don't. You take your anger somewhere else and you just let it go. There's no controlling anger, just like there's no controlling love. There's no controlling hate. There's no that's your, you know, that's what somebody would call your dark side, your shadow self. It ain't about controlling that. It's allowing it to express itself righteously in the right ways, in the right places, at the right times. And if you don't express it when it should have been expressed, you know, a good way, if you really think you need to get rid of it, is probably trigger point therapy. And I wouldn't say hypnosis, because I don't like the idea of people being under hypnosis. You know, it's even, you know, because that's not really under your own volition. There's some weird shit going on there. But trigger point therapy and regressive therapy, being, you know, awake and involved in it, like that can be helpful, because you actually are storing. And I'll give you a little deeper thing here just to deal with that. You know, when I say go out into the forest and scream, go kick some plants. You know what I mean? Go fucking, you know, get out your anger out there. But again, those are still going to be. Let me give you a little deeper idea here. Those charges and those ideas are literally stored up in your body within molecules as fat, as excuse me, cancer, as all sorts of disease in the body. It's literally held in there. Maybe when you were 5 years old, you saw, you know, I don't know your life, this is just an idea. Maybe you saw your dad punch your mother or something. I don't know, at 5 years old. And you were pissed, but you couldn't do anything about it. So now you held some energy and you ate dinner, right? And you still got that chemical that's coming out of your brain while you're eating dinner. Now that chemical gets bound up with the fat from that dinner that you just ate, that anger chemical, and gets stored in your body as a repressed emotional construct that is literally held in a fat molecule or a cancer in your body. And at certain times that will come back up and express itself. Now, ways of really getting rid of it is to do a fast, to go to a retreat, to do a fast by yourself, or find a support system, somebody that would do a fast with you, especially a water fast, because every day in a water fast, you're going to be cleansing the last year of your life of all of your fat and cancer and emotional, spiritually emotional baggage. So as you're going backwards, you'll be feeling emotions and ideas that will crop up that were actually, like when I did my really long fast, I was like, you know, I don't know, maybe the 12th day in, and I was like, what the fuck? And I just realized, oh, you know, this is what happened at some point in my life 12 years ago, or 20 days into my fast. I was like, what happened? Then when I realized what was going on, and I started to ask some people and learn through a couple teachers, I was like, oh yeah, 20 years ago, I was, you know, I was 10 years old, and I remember I fell off my bike, or this little boy, he punched me or something, you know, something like that got stored up as a memory that I actually released through fasting. And I did this all, you know, this was my path on my own as a journey, right? But learning through this and how it can be done, this can be accomplished through massage, pressure point, trigger point therapy. This can be done through all sorts of different ways. But it's all about removing that tension and that molecule in the body that's causing that reoccurrence of things. Phew, there you go. Yeah. Codeine, I hope that helped a lot, man. Yeah, Gary, thanks for making that clear. I'm at 303 right now. Yeah, and that's a good way of remembering it. Like, I got it as like waning something off versus adding wax. Right on. Jude Meister, thank you. Christine Whitehead, what's up? Yeah. Scream and sing while driving, yeah. So, yeah, let me know, Codeine, if that made sense to you and if that was helpful, because that's really what's up. That's like, You know, there's a great movie out there that actually has a documentary that has to do with exactly what I was talking about. And I'm going to look for it right now for you so you can check out the movie. And it has some of my heroes of life, if there are any. I don't really have heroes per se, but you know, it's somebody else that's the word that they would use. I'm going to find that movie for you. It's a really good one, and it's all about what I just explained to you. Give me 1 second. Oh man, my dude is in more than one movie. Wow, I didn't know this. Okay, the name of the what you're looking for. Here you go. Here's what you're looking for, and you all should check it out. It's called Emotion. It's a documentary about human emotions affecting physiological symptoms of the human body, and replacing them with other things. And the guy in there, his name is Don Tolman. He's amazing. And I didn't realize he's in a couple more movies. And he's in this other movie called Dream Catchers. You should check out. That's pretty cool. Yeah, a urine, for me, where I'm at, a urine fast beats distilled water fast 1,000 times over for a lot of reasons. It's so much more calming, so much more relaxing. It was hectic for you, Lou M. That's crazy. Mine have always been very good, very calm. Ask and receive. Why do you feel like there are so many alternative me's that have been created, unlike the you with, and somehow I end up with these more success? I don't know. Change your name. Who cares? I don't know. Maybe that's one way you can do it. Change your pants. Change your clothes. There's a lot of things you can change. I didn't really understand the question so much. Unlike me with my name, and somehow I will end up with these more. You're saying how could you end up with a more successful self? I mean, the easiest way to answer that is, you know, none of those selves exist and you don't exist except for right now, and whatever you want going forward is your life, you know? That's about the only way you can ever really change anything. Oh, hectic out the back door, Lou M. Yeah, for sure. That definitely speed up a lot of things, a lot of cleansing. Give me 1 second, y'all. I'm about to check this. Check what the people are trying to tell us about the weather. Because as y'all out there, changes in attitude, changes in latitude. Yeah, and I like to tell my friend whenever she's being angry, I say, quit it with the batitude. Told y'all. People don't know. Let's see. One second, y'all. Checking about this. See how much work I did on this hurricane here. Oh, ask and receive books written in your name. I feel like, yeah, I know, I understand what you mean, man. Maybe you did, you know? Get real deep into it. Maybe you did. Maybe you wrote them in another timeline in a path for yourself. And you just left them there for you like little graham crack, or not graham crackers. Yeah, graham crackers on the path. Teddy Grahams on the path. Told y'all. People was tripping, yo. I told them, ain't even gonna happen. Ain't even gonna happen. Ain't happening on my watch. Not here. Not in this city. Break that thing. Told y'all, go look at the Weather Channel. See what, not even the Weather Channel. Look at where the hurricane was supposed to come right through New Orleans. Nope. I said I stand here. That ain't happening. I broke the hurricane and then it went somewhere else and started to dissipate. This is the third city I've lived in where hurricanes decided a better path was necessary. But then again, there are a lot of magicians here, so I'm sure some other people were out here doing things. Okay, we're back. We're back. It's live again because the hurricane ain't even happening. It ain't even about to happen. They say it's going kind of to the Gulf Shore, I guess, but I don't believe them. It's so funny, you go to like 10 different news sources and they got 10 different hurricane trackers. Yeah, Codeine, that makes sense. That was helpful. I hope, man. And check out that movie if you didn't hear me. If you were on there. It's called Emotion. Yeah, I'm sitting here checking out what they trying to tell us about this. Yeah, there you go, Sky Hopper. That's good stuff too, man. Sometimes it can be physical landscape. Sometimes it's mental. Yeah, a lot of things. It's about to be a hurricane. They trying to sell me a vacation to go on a water slide. What's going on here? What's wrong with these people? I need my dose of news. I don't want to hear about these Carnival cruise lines. Tell me about where the wind is gonna hit. They lying about. They got all these big purple colors and shit. You look outside my door right now. Ain't nothing but a little bit of water. Ain't even windy. Lying ass liars. You know what works better than forgiveness, Jude Meister? 5-giveness. 6-giveness. Try 8-giveness. Man, all this hurricane talk got me hungry. Got me wanting to drink. What you sipping on over there? And where you at, Skyhopper? What's the name of your locale? You in Yorkshire? You in Yorkshire, somewhere like that? Jude, avert my eyes. The encoding frequency is on the top strip. I ain't catching what you're putting down there, man. I don't know what you mean. I really don't. Skyhopper, where you really from though? With your funniness, where? Yeah, you from? I'm guessing at this. I know you probably told me before, man, but 60,000 windows open in Zen's head. Are you really? Why are you laughing? Isn't that what I just said? Say word. Say word, son. Say word like you from the Bronx, from the boogie down. Say word. I was right. How'd I get that? How'd I just do that? Did you tell me before? You told me before, huh? It just must have been stuck in there somewhere. I say Yorkshire because it's funny. Because I thought that'd be funny. And it was it was something about like pudding or something. Wow, that's crazy. I mean, there's only so many spots, right? I mean, how many I really could have choose from? And I did see a little bit of your, I mean, not that I know landscapes like that, but damn, I want to yeah, I want to play with your dog, man. I want to wrestle with your dog so bad. Your dog is a perfect little beast. Where's your dog at? Let me see him. Wrong button. Oh, how'd I switch? I didn't even. I was gonna switch it back to this OG. You headed out to work on your repressed desire? What's your repressed desire, Jude Meister? I got here, but I need. This is an interesting story. What you going out looking for? What kind of repressed desires you got that you're hunting for? Oh, the other cards already told you. You looking for some loving, huh? Well, the cards are right there. Looking for that loving. Shit, if anybody was gonna be out in New Orleans, I'd be on the hunt myself. Head out to the Bayou Boogaloo. Oh, the love of music, huh? What's the instrument of choice? That's fantastic. Stones and a flute, huh? Enjoy the flute playing. I gotta find me a flautist. A flautist is in need. A Fender Stratocaster. Wah wah. Wah wah. Yeah, you know that the guitar never felt right in my hands. I don't know. It was a weird instrument to me. It always made me feel like my hands were all crooked and retarded. Drum I don't mind. Electronic music I can play with. Ain't never too many wrinkles for a good Jimmy Jammy whammy. Oh, what time are we looking at here? 3:30. Yeah, Gary got himself a whammy bar that he playing with on his picture there. Wah wah. Yep. Well, man, oh man. Oh. Yeah, I got you there, Gary. I love your very excessively dry, very, very dry sense of humor. That's ordinated, yeah, ordained, co-ordained. Who else left in this room? We got a bunch of gawkers in the background. Who left here? Oh, I'm gonna flip this around. I'm just gonna stare at everybody and until somebody answers. I'm gonna start drooling. Watch. Oh, there you all are. Okay, I woke up. What up, Earth-inspired pottery and Johnny K? Man, I got so going in there. I pulled card for yous, right? Didn't you ask me? Did I already pull those, man? Or woman, or whatever you are? I think you're a woman. Pretty sure. I think we did this already. Did I already pull card for you, Earth-inspired pottery? Did I do that yet? I was all caught up and just sometimes I get talking and I'm like in that little like focus zone and I'm just doing shit and make sure I got to everybody's cards. I don't remember. And I ain't even had a drink yet, man. What's going on here? See, that's the thing. I did this video a long time ago called Drunk, Sober, or whatever. Yeah. And I'm like, man, I can't remember half the shit even when I'm like completely lucid, when I'm completely awake. Sometimes my waking life is like, I can't remember it. My dreams are super focused and lucid that I can remember. It's weird. You are? Okay. Ip. Earth-inspired pottery. Okay. I'm a guy. Not a man. Not a dude. Not a buddy. Not a homie. A guy. Perfect. It's cool. I'll pull one for you. And I'll pull one. You know what? There's two here. And Luem, you definitely don't have male parts, do you? Or do you? I mean, you might have both, but I think you don't. Do you? Because I'm going to pull one for each of you. And you can tell me if they linked up with what your question is in your mind. So this is going to be this would be the guy card. And this will be the girly card. So this will be Lou M's card. I'm pretty sure you talked about this the other day. Lou M. There's Lou M's card. Shapeshifter. Ah, or maybe I was right. Maybe you do got both parts. Yeah. Oh, maybe you got both parts though. The shapeshifter. Man, this one, since I got the deck, man, I told you a lot of cards keep popping up, and this is the name of the deck. If you didn't know this already. If you didn't know, yeah, I'll show you the box. I always forget who's in the room. But there you go. That's the icon of the deck. And here you go. Pottery. Boom. Both right side up. What you got here? This is the moon card according to the church, which I always find to be a funny card. This one pops up a lot too, because you got the moon and you got all these trees that are cut down. And I've always talked about how the moon is basically killing things, and the trees used to be big because of the sun until the moon worshipping cults came through and started cutting trees down. It's always very interesting to me. But this card, according to the church, let's see if they came righteous with it and just come out and say that they're moon worshippers, and they'd be chopping down off the tree of life. But that's their 18th card. Let me see. That's the Ascension card. It has to do with supernatural visions, attractions, and adventurous trips and things of the unknown. So, earth-inspired pottery, unknown things, new adventures and trips, man. And then the shapeshifter for Lou M says basically, here we are. The 12th card, they use the 12th card. That's traditionally the Hanged Man. It has to do with prophetic power. Everything is kind of in suspension. There's nothing going on. You're in a time of prophesizing. Like, be introspective. Spiritual expansion is definitely happening. And be aware of your dreams, definitely. And intuition. Which is, obviously very connected to the moon card, too. It's funny they both would pop up, but there's those two. Yeah, cool stuff. It is really crazy. I would say I've pulled quite a few cards in here, like quite a big number over the past, I don't know, almost week. And there are some cards that just have not popped up yet. There's quite a few, in fact. Repeat it in slow motion. Let's see here. Be right back, 1 second, y'all. Let's see if we can, this is always a fun one. See if we can pull out these special guests. Inception. Inception. Oh no. Freaking out. Freaking out. Inception time. And we about to incept it with different filters too. It's very funny. Yeah, but I got a red tint on that, so it's very funny. Whew. Let me turn that up before I started eating up too much bandwidth and it cuts into this broadcast. Luam, that does make a ton of sense. Yeah, cool. Cool. There you go. You've been letting go of family members. I understand what that's about, man. That's a big transition for a lot of people. In a lot of ways, I lucked out because I was always kind of like a, you know, kind of the black sheep or whatever, like kind of just the odd one out anyway. So, like dispensing from family and friends was never that difficult for me, because you know. Yeah. So that was, but I could see for a lot of people the attachment and things that can be a very difficult things. But a lot of time you got to, man, and it's definitely worth it. And even at that, even afterwards, you still catch some grief sometimes. But fuck it, you know. It's your life. You gotta live it and do it whatever's gonna be best for you, you know. What up, Feng Shui Fila? Good to see you. Christine Whitehead. Christine Whitehead, what were you saying in, what is I can take that then in response to? I'm so, you know, I'm late to the party. I'm at 3:34. Is that, I suspect there was a joke there that I'm missing out on. We gotta take these to some rooms where people can talk and chat. I wish we could do it on YouTube. Why can't they just let us do this on YouTube? Why they gotta make it so difficult? Wish I could just click on your name and you could just split the screen with me. Cheer you up. Well, I'll go have a drink, man. I don't know, does that help? Go rub one off. I don't know. Yeah, you probably shouldn't rub one off when you're depressed. It's only gonna associate depression with ejaculation. You don't want to do that. Cheer you up. I'll pull you a card. Maybe that will help. I don't know. I don't know you, Cam. I don't know how to cheer you up, man. I don't know what your general cheering up requires. It's funny, you know. Whenever I'm into that zone where I need cheering up, I don't like to be cheered up. You know, I like to be in that state of depression, to like be in it, you know, because I always feel way better afterwards because I dealt with whatever it was that was causing me not to be happy, rather than to distract my unhappiness. You know, I think a lot of people distract their unhappiness. You know, some people get too involved in it and you know, fucking sink to death in unhappiness and silliness. But I visited your girlfriend, and it's whackness. You're with your girlfriend right now? You're with your girl right now? Is that what you're saying? Like you at a college or something, or what? Or like at her house, or what? Alright, Luem. Good to see you from South Africa. That's so... Man, sometimes it's a little crazy to me when I go, damn, I'm talking to somebody from South Africa right now. That's wicked. That's wicked cool. Alright, Luem. Good to see you. She's in Cincy. I drove here at her apartment. So you're at her apartment with her? Ah. Yeah, well, you know. As long, you know, Cam, whatever, man. Hopefully this little bit cheer you up a little bit, man. Here. There you go. That's for you. As I was speaking, there's cards that don't pop up. And this right here, there's never popped up before. It's the dreamer, upside down. She getting in the way of your dreams, huh? The dreamer. Which is very funny, because I told you before, this deck is 25 major arcana rather than the 22. And this card doesn't have a traditional card. And this card, upside, the right way, is about communication and continuity. But upside down is quite the opposite. It's like destroying dreams and shit. So, you know, you guys sometimes just take it as a lesson, man. I think that pretty much probably answered exactly what the fuck. These things don't lie. Here's what you should do instead. Watch. It'll be this one right here. Boom. What's that motherfucker doing? He got up, he read some shit, and he kept walking. He was like, peace. Peace. I'm the fucking hermit on my own thing, doing my own thing. Look at, he just out here, he got his list of shit. He's like, fuck all y'all. Hermetic arts. We all have been my own business. That's the exact, come on. Someone fucking up your, well, that's the circle, but funny enough. Yeah, somebody fucking up your dreams. Somebody fucking up your dreams. It's like, either they put their fucking feet to the street or you do, you know what I mean? There's your, get your shit together. Get your life, you know? Somebody that can't pick themselves up can't pick you up. You know, that's a standard rule in life. You can wallow in pity and misery with people all the time. It's good for a minute, but... And you need to abandon habits and find the simple and austere life. You need to look into celibacy, homie. And that's not necessarily just all about, like, not dicking down chicks, but celibacy of things, for sure. Celibacy ends in celebration. Yeah, I'll get back. Yeah, here where we at here? What up, Bree Frank? Just seeing you here. YouTubers trying to be middle-aged athletes. Yeah. Middle-aged athletes, man. Well, I got. You know what? I'll at least applaud them in the sense that you know, I'm glad they're at least trying to be athletes rather than you know, sitting on the couch trying to be the armchair quarterback. Fat asses in their 30s drinking beers talking about Feng Shui Fila. Yeah, them cards are real nice. These are super nice cards. I don't know if you ever seen them really before. This is all gold embossed foil. Look at shiny ass shit. Here, I'll even let me go back to this real quick, just for a second. Is that right? There we go. Yeah, these are super awesome cards. So we playing with the 8mm today. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see, Cam, you came here with your sad ass sack of shit energy, man. See what happened? You fucking it up, Cam. You know, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that, you know, you come with a little bit of energy like that, you probably cut a little bit of that little frequency down, you know? Like real, I mean, on the real deal, like next level shit, like maybe, you know? If you can see the harmonics, then maybe that's what happened. Take that as a lesson, get your mind right, you know? Let's see what's going on here. I'll give you all a new view in a second here. Sky Hopper. Let's see. Here, we'll just adjust it just slightly. Maybe I'll just go sit over there in that chair and talk to you from the chair. I've never sat in that yellow chair before, really. But, oh, you know what? Actually, this shit might actually work. Look at me solving problems instantaneously. Just boom. Look at this. We'll see how it works. I'm gonna go ahead and play with it this way. And, cool enough, oh shit, all I gotta do is hit this shit up like this. Watch. Check me out, y'all. Check me out. Oh, shit. What's really good, though? What's really good, though? Boom. Look at that. Oh, shit. Commenting and everything. I mean, a little silly because I'm sitting here talking, but let me be redundant. If I didn't say it right, let me see. Let me see how silly this is. Let me see. Huh. 2 seconds behind. Here, let's here, this is for you. I mean, that would be fun, I guess, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird watching it with that infinite recursive nature. It's like 2 second. It's like a 3 second lag. So like I'm watching myself do something. It's like it's really weird. It's almost like a little trippy. It's kind of like whenever you're in a dream world and you're out of body watching yourself from behind yourself, but a little more weird. Man, look at me. I got a little gold crown there and everything. Yeah, let me know when you're gonna do that urine fast. You know, if anybody ever wants to do a urine fast, I'm down. I'll get on it. I probably could use one soon. I drank a lot of piss yesterday. It was helpful. Let me see here, though. Apparently, that's how long I'm behind YouTube. See, that's weird. Probably like 3 seconds behind. So I got a 3 second lag on this side to you guys. What up, Johnny K? UT is definitely UT changes everything up for a billion reasons. The emotional level, the psychosomatic, the physical thing. The fact, like, when you can do that, like, that's a giant precipice in people's minds, really. Precipice, how very funny. Like, to think that you can do that and how disgusting someone's mind, like, perceives it to begin with, and to actually do it, that's, like, extremely mentally unbinding. Like, how it's kind of very similar to, like, you know, anal retentive people. Yeah, you take that left. Whenever I'm talking in a lot of my videos, I'm like, I'm going to take a left turn here. We're going to go down a little different path right now. It is, yeah. Yeah, it's way different. Urine therapies, what's up? I wish it had a little different of a little bit of a different name instead of being called urine therapy. Get rid of the therapy part because it's not really a therapy per se. And it's not necessarily medicine. I mean, it kind of is. But, like, you know, there is something to a label that we put on things of making it more accessible and understanding to people. Like, I like the idea of calling it Orin, but then Orin becomes like, ooh, it's kind of, oh, what does that mean? Well, it means urine, but we're just changing it to the O. Even though there's a lot to do with Orion's belt and thing. What you want to call? Yeah, I don't know, man. Uh-huh. Nice. Earth-inspired pottery. Your mind actually does change. It does it from a, first it does it from that level of, like, man, I just accomplished something that I thought that was so crazy that it isn't. So there's just that kind of thing. But then there's literally like things going on chemically in your brain that change. But that's the biggest thing to go, man, I did something so difficult, something I thought it was so weird, so disgusting, so insane that like I'm doing something that I just used to consider absolutely, you know, most people don't even think it's gross until someone asks them about it. You know what I mean? Like you think it's on a day-to-day basis. You don't think about it. No one ever thinks about drinking piss. Then if somebody goes, "What do you think about drinking piss?" You go, "Oh, that's gross," even though you've never really given it any real consideration, any real thought. And then you bypass this thing that you were so, so judgmental about, and it's really like being judgmental about yourself. Mellow yellow shots. Hey, when you say pottery, when you say she flipped, like how old are you? How old is she? And like when you say flip, what you mean? And how long did it take her before she did it? And what did it do for you? I mean, to get into like all that kind of shit. You don't gotta give me like 10 questions, but you know what I mean? How'd that change your relationship and shit? Haha, you cargo shorts and use a collapsible cup. That's awesome. It's so interesting and funny and amazing. Like if people only really knew, like if they could just get over that kind of it's that prejudice. It's really funny. It's like a prejudice to self. Yeah, and people can't even see it that way. It's and it's so funny to just go, man, if you only knew like all that shit, all those pills, all that shit that you take to think you're fixing yourself, and it's right there. Your medicine is right there. Um, there are no disadvantages in smoking cigars, and there's no disadvantages in smoking hookah. I smoke cigars and I smoke hookah. I mean, am I smoking them all day long? No. Obviously going through a water pipe, there's going to be a cleansing and cooling thing going on there. And I got to go get it from my friend. I got a really, really nice hookah. It's a badass hookah. Would look really good. Would look really good on top of that in the middle of this room. It's a giant gold one with it's like a 36-inch one. It's huge. But smoking hookah, man, yeah, that's what's up. Hookah's very good. There's plenty of reasons to smoke hookah, and there ain't a problem with smoking cigars either. And in fact, when you think about it, the difference between smoking a hookah and smoking a cigar, you don't inhale a cigar. You inhale a hookah though. So between the two, and me to sit there with cigar for an hour, the kind of buzz I get, they're a different buzz. They both have equally as much of a nicotine kind of like whoa head rush kind of thing. I enjoy them both for many different reasons. The social aspect of a hookah is awesome. But the by myself or with one other person smoking an hour and a cigar, man oh man. I've never put the urine in the water pipe for real. You done it? I never done that. And in fact, y'all about to make me find out right here. What do I got right here? What you know about this? You can't even read it. A little Alec Bradley, Connecticut wrapper. It's a real nice cigar. Alec Bradley, Connecticut wrapper. I only got into Alec Bradley just recently. I didn't know. It's mad nice. I might even smoke this today. But see, like it's like anything in my life. It's ritual, and I do it now and then. Like I might smoke 10 cigars in a week, and then not smoke a cigar for 6 months. It ain't. No, People get it all confused. It's not smoke. The smoke ain't the problem, because think of it. Let me give you the first angle. Smoke just when you say smoke, what do you mean? Like what is in the smoke? There's a billion different things in mist. If you're a mystic, you could be any kind of mystic. If there's anything in the smoke, it depends on what you're burning. So smoke ain't the problem. Smoke is never the problem. In fact, it's a solution often, as if you continue to look into the humors, the wet, the dry, the hot and the cold. If you're cold and wet, you want something hot and dry. Yes? So you go near a fire if you're cold and wet, hot and dry. So if you have a phlegmy situation in your mouth, what happens if you smoke something? You hack that shit up. That's a benefit to the system. It's actually encouraging a drying out of the problems that you have. And not to mention, tobacco is it's a shamanic herb. And we could get into plenty of other herbs that are great, wonderful uses for all sorts of reasons in the body. Calming of the mind, calming of certain properties. You know, there's different elements in everything, and they can be consumed in a tea. They can be consumed through smoking. They can be consumed in an enema per se. They could be consumed by putting it on a cream. You put it in a cream and put it on your body. You're inhaling these things any way you look at it. You know, things are coming through your eyes, your ears, your skin, your nose, your mouth, and so no, it's not harming the lungs in no way. In fact, it can have the opposite effect. People could have cancerous lungs and smoke weed and smoke tobacco, proper tobacco, not chemically laced bullshit that people are smoking these days, and actually do more harm or do more good than harm. Like, in fact, heal things, because herbs are healing even if they're smoked. So here we are, yeah. So no, you're not harming any things in your lungs, man, Stephen. Let me even take that one step further. You walk through the city one day, you walk through any major city, you're gonna be harming your lungs 1,000 times worse. If you live in a let me take one more step here, Stephen. If you're in your house right now with your door closed, you're 1,000 times more unhealthy, breathing in the air, the stagnant air of a house, with the chemicals from that garbage ass carpet that's on the floor, and that chair that's sitting there that's made out of a polystyrofoam fucking bullshit, and all of the chemicals in your bathroom and under your sink, and everything you're breathing, the stagnant air in your house. You're breathing in healthier, uncharged air with more toxins in it, and it's more unhealthy than smoking a cigar or a hookah. That's definitely for damn sure. And struggling with the idea, you know, I get you again. You know, it's just finding a source that isn't chemically adjusted. I mean, everything always, it says back, everything always goes back to this. Everything goes back to this. When I start saying something, you have to understand. Yeah, then we move down the line to everything else we're eating from the store, or if we go out somewhere. Like, man, we're doing lots of microaggressions to our body, micro harm, that really the least of our worries is if we go and smoke a hookah on a Saturday night or a cigar, you know? So ask and receive. I'm assuming that you're saying cough, cough, but you said You put your urine in the water pipe. Who else we got left in here? Yeah, that's interesting. It would be interesting too, because you know, you got there's urea in there, and there's some interesting chemicals in there that the smoke's going to be either getting filtered by or mixed with. It probably is going to have a different outcome for sure. Yeah, who else is left in here? A couple more people just joined. Who we got? Codine's in here. Askin, Steven. That's 3 of y'all. B Frank up in here. Mo Swole, what up? I didn't even see you. I didn't even notice you in here. Ultra filtered blood plasma and kidney milk, yo. That is. If people only knew. Yeah, I think Steven, yeah, I think distilled water is going to be the best way to go, because it's trying to find the most toxic substance. So it's going to be binding with the things that probably shouldn't be going in your wicked earth. Yeah. It's probably going to do the most to pull the things you don't need out. And, you know, obviously there's a reason to use milk, because it's fat, you know, fats, or maybe not even milk, but something that has a fat in it, because that's going to be binding with things. And some people say it gives you a thicker smoke, thicker and cleaner. So there's life before kidney tea. And life after, yes. It's the before and after the kidney tea. I like how you put that. Yeah, I'm kind of excited about this this hurricane that didn't come here. It was saying it was about to hit right here. It was about to go right over the top. Right over the top of New Orleans. My friend thought I was joking. I said, "Do you want to see it?" I was like, "I don't really want it to be raining and get all windy here. I kind of want to go out. It's Saturday. I ain't been out in a little bit. Trying to get myself some chicken scratch, you know? Some cat scratch, you know? It's been, man, it's been longer than I can even remember. This is about the longest dry spell I had in a while. I just holed up in here chatting with y'all, doing teaching and stuff. Need to find me some honey. Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, Steven, you wouldn't do both. You'd do one or the other, because lemon ain't gonna work with fat. Lemon and lime and fat is gonna, it's gonna be ugh. Pick one or the other. The lemon, you see what happens. Lemon or lime, I've never tried that before. I know people use vodka, you know. They say you get a little bit of extra funk out of that. They use milk or some sort of fatty substance, maybe a little bit of oil. Even like an essential oil is pretty interesting. If you use like a mint essential oil, even if you're not smoking mint, you'll get a little bit of that out of it. Lemon, lime, and I don't know. Yeah, lemon and mint, that's what's up. That's cool. I know mint is a good idea. I've made my own before. That's an idea people can do too. You ain't even got to work with tobacco, you know? Go get yourself some mugwort. Start as mugwort as your base. And get yourself some honey or molasses, however you feel about that. You make your own. It ain't even got to be tobacco based. You can make yourself an herb blend. And maybe even have a more interesting experience. Maybe really dig into the dream world. Find all them dream herbs and make yourself a dream herb hookah. Man, that's what's up. I mean, for real. That maybe I'll start doing that. Mixing up some real herbal blends instead of just having it for like smoking. Turn it into like a hookah blend. Dream herb hookahs. Because then you could really, really dig in there. And with a bunch of people. Sour banana sherbet. That sounds wicked. Heartfire coming through every once in a while with the wicked words of wisdom. I'm gonna go create myself nutmeg. Nutmeg with the shot. Hey, Skyhopper. That's funny you said that. I just got a bunch of new stuff. Skyhopper, you been on any of these where I showed my cupboards? You want to see? You want to see what I got going on? Let's see. I'll show you. It's so funny. I just got a bunch of new things, and after I got these, people would say, "Hey, here, what do we got here? We just got these." I did a video the other night. The spirit. I said channeling spirits, and I seen Papa Legba right here. Island folk liquor, right? And I got some herb saint. Super shit, right? But then, talking about, what do we got here? I got catnip back here. Let's see. A couple of my formulas that I made. I got a bunch of them down there. See, I hit some cinchona. Some mugwort. What else we got back here? And then, oh, here we go. Anybody got problems with headaches? Little Bart? What you know about I know, hey, Skyhopper, what you know about sassafras root? Make some tea out of that. And if you extract it right, it's supposed to be pretty excellent. Some lotus stamen. This is nice. And some wine, but I ain't got no wine right now. Little stamens. These are magical. These are nice. Put those in some wine. But I got myself some whole nutmeg. Whole nutmeg. All right. Then we got the kavas. We got a little bit of kratom to play with. And I'm sure you know about this. Boom. Read that? Yohimbe. Yohimbe that is masculine stuff right there. Yohimbe. And then we got some bamboo. Yeah. But yeah, that nutmeg. I'm gonna have to get down on that. I got a couple of nutmegs, maybe a cinnamon stick in there. What you think? Cinnamon stick and a nutmeg. What else I got in here? Here, I'll just, cause y'all ain't been here before. What else? We got cloves. We got some real deal star anise seed. Star anise. Yep. Turmeric, obviously. Ooh, chaga. Some chaga mushrooms. Can't go wrong with these little guys. Chamomile. Oh, here we go. Want some real deal turmeric? Chunks of turmeric dried. Some reishi mushrooms. Some epimedium, some horny goat root. Oh, if y'all want to cook, best thing you ever can find right there. It's called Rimana root. This is amazing, amazing stuff. What else we got? All sorts of shit down here. I ain't even gonna take y'all in the back room yet. We got sage. Maybe burn some sage a little bit. Mint. Yeah, and sage's gonna pop out and burn with me for a little bit. But so yeah, what up, Skyhopper? What else? What did you think? With that nutmeg, you think that nutmeg's gonna be working? I don't think it's gonna work with the guava berry. And what you know about herb saint? This stuff is already, it's already a little heavy duty. Yeah, I don't know. The nutmeg might not function well with that. Yeah, no, Rimana. R-E-H-M-A-N-N-I. Rimana. All right, all right. Bombay. Steven, you're asking, you don't know about which ones to combine? Oh, let me go. Oh, I didn't even do that right for you, but like, you know, just start with a mugwort, and say even green tea. Green tea and mugwort is a good base, and then go ahead and just you know, start combining to your heart's content. Check out my in fact, check out my Instagram. And a little while ago, I did like 5 pictures in a row of a combination I've made of different things that actually became. Let's see if I got it in this here. Let me find him for you. I'll show you. Well, I don't know where I put him, but basically it was just it was a nice smoking blend of 12 different elements that really function together real well. That could turn into a mix up with some honey or some any other kind of sweetener or whatever. Turn into a yeah, but I do like a little tobacco in there, you know. I think there's a good reason to use the balance and the strength of the tobacco being the father and the herb being the mother. And so you kind of use those as the two and then surround them with other plant life. There it is. There you go. I wish you could smell this. Bunch of different herbs in there. And go ahead and give you one of these. Oops. There it is. Yeah, you gotta check out my IG page for that. Lots of things, but the base is definitely mugwort. Yeah, because mugwort is a. Oh man, for Skyhopper, that's so funny. Did you miss my whole I walked through the kitchen for you. I showed you my whole kitchen. Yeah, mugwort and green tea. Green tea is just a good base. And a little tobacco, that's a good way to go. Yeah, obviously everything, there's no right or wrong, but there definitely is, like, that shit might make you sick and that shit might not make you sick. So just find the things that smell and look right together. It's kind of like painting, you know? Heart fire, there is no right or wrong. That is correct. Everything was created out of nothing. Well, thanks, Skyhopper. I didn't even get into the secondary one or the third one, and I still haven't got into this one here. I'm gonna save this for a select few. Paint a picture, become the Diaboli. Interesting concept. What if you paint a picture of a Diaboli? Oh no. Yeah, Skyhopper, it's funny. I basically have 95% herbs. And I don't even keep food in my house. All I got is herbs and things to make teas with. Which is, I'm going to go do that right now. I'll be right back. Let me go pour myself a beverage. Alright, y'all. Here it is. Cheers. Boop. Boop. This here is a special guest, Papa Legba. Heartfire, just wink. Just winks and nods. Like it. I'll have to go try that. I'll have to think about that. I don't know if I ever used no language. Maybe a couple times. Version of Christ, never. Christ and Satan. They're the same person. They're the same one. Both and the same, huh? The way you say that, Heartfire, I would wonder, as if they were separate. Which one's the good one? Which one's the bad one? Ah, there is no good or bad. Back to the beginning. Let's check out how this hurricane is happening. If they've gave us any new public advisories. Told y'all. I thought I was playing. Said nope. The hurricane is actually out of the tip of the tip of Louisiana. That's strange. I could probably see it outside. Let's see if I can do this way. I think I know. I stopped the hurricane because I wanted to get my package I had coming today. Huh. Oh, might have figured something out here with my broken ass. I used to have a tripod, now it's a bipod. Tripods are a little more. Let's see here. This ain't too bad. I can dig this. Y'all can hear me still? I don't even want this though. I think this one's about to be getting tossed outside for my homies, and then get something else. This ain't. I ain't digging the spirit right now. Oh, that's much better. That's what's up. B. Frank, does it feel like I'm talking to myself? Most of the time. I mean, it feels that way to me anyways. This is just what I look like. It just happens to be so. I need to get a new tripod. Maybe I'll order that. Which one is the Mortise blush? Is that the grapefruit with the oil? Mm-hmm. Hi, Johnny K. What else is in here? How long have we been on here? That'd be like 3 hours? Oh shit. Well, y'all, what's up? What's good? What's good in the room? Who else around here? Anybody know how I can get to the in these YouTube videos before I post these? Is there a way to post my live videos with tags on it? Because at the beginning of the video it doesn't allow me to put any tags, it's just a description. I'd rather put a tag on it and then the same 30 people don't just show up, you know? I listen to a lot of Muji. People ask me that a lot. Yeah, a friend of mine looks exactly like him. Like, I've never seen two people look so very much alike. It looks like his older version. If he had like a version that was born 20 years before him. And how do I get to New Orleans? The same way anyone gets here. I mean, if you ask how someone got to a certain place or city or state, they don't really know. But New Orleans, I think there's some sort of magnetic something. It's like it's just a different place. I think it was I think it was him. I think he brought me. Yeah, I mean, there's a long story that I've told before. I just, getting into it now, it's just too many. There's too many like little things and idiosyncrasies and coincidences, and that just here, then here, then here, then here. But it was always like New Orleans was. Me and my friend always knew we'd end up here. Anton Chigurh response. What is that? I'm not following you, man. I don't know what that means, but hey, if this cuts off, I gotta catch this phone call. So hold on. I'll be right back. Oh, he has a real shrunken soul. I gotta hear about this. But if this cuts off, I'm gonna be right back. Don't worry. So what else? What else is good here? What is going on? I feel like I'm and it's funny you say Muji. I'm just sitting here all Muji'd out. Oh shit, look at this. Now that I got this figured out, we upgrade in situations. Oh, that's way better. That's way better than being a bedwetter, huh? A little bit of nutmeg and cinnamon. That ain't gonna work. Shrunken head is awesome. Yo, check it again. I'll be right back, y'all. It should stay on, but if it knocks me off, I'll be right back. Well, y'all, liven this shit up. Y'all shrunken heads and shit. That's so awesome. I need to come to some of these dinner parties where there's shrunken heads. So check it out, y'all. I'm gonna go use my free will and go find myself some food, but I'll probably check back in a little later. So it's good to see y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed. I gotta go feed my face. Now that I know this storm ain't hitting. But it's good to see y'all. I might be back on in a couple hours, maybe a little later. So be frank and pottery and all y'all weirdos and Skyhopper. We'll chat soon, y'all.